Welcome back, everybody, to Nonstop Impact, Impact Talk for Impact fans, featured right here on the TNI network. This is Trent, my co-host, Jaybone, Bill, Alicia, and Marq, and this is the Impact on Access TV review for 3/16/21. So, shell yeah, it's a shell yeah, it's Impact Talk only. So we just do the Shark Boy shell yeah, right? Well, what's going on, you guys? What's new? What's new?
Happy 3/16 day.
We have a special guest tonight, though. We go right into the guests.
What's new?
We don't talk for like a half hour and make them wait. People don't want to hear us; they want to hear our guests. So we go right into the guest. So I want to start off right away. Marq, this is your doing now. You set all this up.
Well, yeah,
throwing him under the bus already.
I mean, he's bringing scum to TNI. We had a resident scum.
What a scumbag! Dude, we did. We're without scum. I'm in the scum seat. Matter of fact,
we're bringing an actual
real
scum. We had our resident scumbag. He never shows up to the show anymore. But Marq, was that your idea behind this?
Actual scum. Well, we need scum. But no, my real idea behind this, honestly, was I was getting fed up with what's going on TV, and I thought maybe we should invite somebody from Reno Scum on the show to talk about it. And so I reached out to Adam Thornstowe, resident hooligan, and he said, "Shell yeah." So here we are.
I don't think he said shell yeah.
Nah, he really didn't say that.
Absolutely not.
He was like, "Who the fuck are you again?"
Well, we love him. We're big fans of Reno Scum. I'm excited about this. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Let's bring him in right now. We got one half of the Reno Scum, Adam Thornstowe, in the house. What's up, Adam?
What up, guys?
Welcome.
What's going on, man?
Oi.
No, don't make me big, Jay. We'll make the guest bigger. There we go.
There we go.
There it is.
No, it just takes a second.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for being on. Thanks for wearing the cool hat that I love.
That's a great hat. That's a great hat. I know you have a great scumbag T-shirt too. I've seen before.
Yeah. It's not a wrestling hat, but yeah, it's a good hat.
Where did this fashion, man? You got some good. Where does this come from now? This scumbaggery fashion sense. Where does this come from here now?
Oh, I thrift stores, and this is a company called Omerta, and they're pretty good dudes to me. So I try and get them on TV.
Nice, hell yeah.
VTI tonight.
There we go.
Hey, TNI afterwards. So that's
TNI afterwards. This is Adam. You might not have known. This is the #1 Impact Wrestling podcast. We go live. We got all the guests come here. This is you're getting seen by many Impact fans tonight. So
I'll take being seen, man.
Absolutely. See the man right here.
Well, and like I told you before, if you give the chat a quick glance, man, you're in good company here, man. Lots of fans, lots of big scum fans.
They're going crazy in the chat here. A lot of always going on. But man, Adam, I want to jump right in, man. One thing you guys' story is kind of like unknown because I don't think anybody's really gone behind the curtain with you guys too much. But like, how did Reno Scum come together? I'm very curious. I want to know the story right from you, man.
Right into going into my senior year of high school, I saw backyard wrestling on public access, and I grew up just like a dirtbag skater punk. You know what I mean? And but I was like, man, those are the friends I always wanted because I didn't watch wrestling. And so I just sent an email to, I don't know, whatever the address was. And Luster was there. And he was just a big dirtbag punk. That was kind of really it. I mean, we backyard wrestled for a little bit. And then a guy who used to do jobs in WWE, his name's Brian Brigger. Mm-hmm. He's the guy who got his feet lit on fire by Papa Shango. He saw us on public access, and there was like 30 of us at the time. He's like, if you all get like, I don't know, it was $200-300 together each, I'll buy a ring. I got a warehouse. I'll train you. And then about 3 weeks later, there was 8 of us. So
no shit.
So that's kind of just what it was. Luster, before that guy Brian saw us, I was ready to drop out of high school for no reason. Like I had okay grades. Like there was no reason I wasn't going to graduate. I just wanted to move to Bay Area and start wrestling school. He's like, man, why don't you just finish high school? And then it all kind of fell in our lap in Reno. So it kind of worked out, and it kind of saved my ass doing that because I had a good career outside of wrestling as well because I actually finished high school. So
I think the coolest thing is that you guys are actually you guys are friends. Like you're not just thrown together in wrestling. You guys go back prior. That makes it even cooler to me, man. That's awesome.
We were the Reno Scum before we were the wrestling Reno Scum. Like in our early 20s, we'd always be at punk rock shows, and like a bunch of the little like skinny punk rockers, like we got into it one night with a couple guys, and I mean the story evolved into we beat up a dozen people. It was probably like 4 that were starting to fight. But these kids were like, "Man, you guys are Reno Scum. You're like a gang, but there's only 2 of you." I love that. Makes 3 of us. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's big. He's like 6'5", right? That counts as 2 people, right?
Yeah,
I hope you guys pity city.
He's like 255. So yeah.
Shit, man. Yeah,
jeez,
it's a big dude. Very cool, man. You know, but actually, before I even get more into that, can we also just thank you for all your frontline work during all this like tough year we just had, man. You're doing a lot of stuff on the front line, and I think all of us are extremely grateful for all your hard work, man. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I signed up for a long time. My mom got me a job. She's a nurse, and I was a gymnast too in high school, and I got offered a scholarship too. That's part of the story I didn't tell you. And I didn't want to take it. I didn't want to do gymnastics or nothing. And my mom's like, "Well, you're not gonna have any insurance if you don't go to college." So she got me a job pushing beds at the hospital, and so it just kind of evolved into working in surgery and all that after. So, yeah, it's been a weird year, but, you know, I think there's light at the end of the tunnel finally.
Are we skipping over the gymnastics thing? We got to wait a minute. Hold on a second.
So you
go ahead, Jay.
You do have a natural athleticism then.
Yeah, my mom, because I was always bouncing off the walls when I was a kid, she just put me in it when I was like 4. And, you know, this sounds really bad, but it was something I was good at that I didn't really care to be good at.
Yeah.
I wasn't like Olympic level or nothing, but like UC Berkeley tried to recruit me to go to college there.
Oh, shit. Wow.
And I just didn't want to do it anymore. You know, I loved wrestling so much. And part of me was like, well, I'd go to Berkeley because the wrestling school I wanted to go to was All Pro Wrestling, which was on Beyond the Mat.
Yeah, that was a big one, yeah.
They were in Hayward, so it was just a jump over the bridge. But I was like, man, I'll just flunk out of school and waste a bunch of people's time. So I was young and immature, but I was mature enough to know that like I just wanted to wrestle. And yeah, I was fortunate. My mom was a nurse and got me a job doing that too.
Right on, man.
Fantastic.
So,
Yeah.
It sounds like it's allowed you to carve your own path too. I mean, you guys are here in Impact under your own terms, you know.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, Luster and I started buying the weekly TNA pay-per-views when TNA started.
I was going to ask you about that. Did you grow up a TNA fan? Yeah.
Yeah, after Brian started training us, there was this big guy boxing one day in the wrestling school because there was a boxing ring too. And Luster looks at me and I look at him and I'm like, oh shit, that's Mustafa from the Gangsters. Like it was, you know?
Oh, really? Shit.
So he trained us too. Like, I mean, he really took us under his wing and stuff like that. And like, because ECW was almost out of business by the time Luster and I became friends. And we're like, man, we really would have wanted to wrestle there. And then TNA came around and like, man, like that could be cool, you know? So like, I think in the back of our heads, it was always kind of the dream to go there. I mean, we tried to go everywhere. But Impact or TNA, yeah, I guess it was Impact at the time. They were the only ones that would look at us as a tag team.
Because you guys did some Ring of Honor, though, didn't you, for a little bit?
Well, yeah, you're right. Ring of Honor used us when they'd be on the West Coast. But it was always just kind of one of those things where if you moved to Philadelphia, and we had already had families by then, and it just, we both owned homes, and it just wasn't feasible.
Right.
To just pack up and go live in Philly. And then
without a guarantee.
I mean, Jarrett started Global Force, and I think Kevin Gill told Sanjay Dutt about us, is how it went, and then that was kind of it from there. And then when Jarrett had Impact for a minute, he signed us the first time, and then I got hurt, and we got let go, and then we always just tried to keep getting back to Impact, really.
Yeah. How's it been with the new regime, right? So you guys did the Jarrett regime. Now it's the Anthem guys. Kind of like, was it totally different going back?
Yeah, it's such a good roster and such a good production team, and like, there's no walking on eggshells. Like I've done tryouts pretty much everywhere, and you know what I mean. Like, you don't have to worry about going to catering and picking up last chicken breast or some stupid stuff.
Right.
It's a family, you know. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like everyone gets along and likes each other.
Yeah.
We all go to the same gym. We're in Nashville, and I don't know. It's cool, man. Like, for me, like, I mean, you never know what happens in the future, but like, I'd probably just retire with Impact. Like, it's ideal for my lifestyle.
That's awesome to hear.
The hospital, and you know, I'm a biker now. I was a punk rocker for a long time. I think I'm just a biker now. It's nice, you know. I go every 6 weeks or whatever, and then I can ride my bike the rest of the time. And
yeah, that's really cool to hear. We so often see people come and go, and as a lot of these people here, long time since the beginning fans, you know, it's cool when we hear people that we have invested our time and energy into say they want to stay. Like, we want you to stay too. We want to see Reno Scum as the fucking tag champs.
Yeah,
like that's
sure.
You know, like that's it. I mean, you are an Impact tag team, and to us, you feel very much like our guys. You know, as I mentioned before, and I think other people would back that up. That it's great to see these alliances and other companies and tag teams coming in, but I'd rather see Reno Scum win. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, there's a certain loyalty because. I mean, Jarrett first, and then Scott and Don, and Tommy especially too, really pushed for us to get re-signed. And Eddie, it's just like a loyalty to it. And like, I mean, I'm not blowing smoke. Like, I like being there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm 38 now. I got gas left in the tank, but I know I'm closer to the end and what you know. And it's like, as far as bucket list, like for Luster and I think it's pretty much. Win the Impact World Tag Team titles, and still try, and hopefully stuff opens up when we go to Japan. Because we've never been there. We've been to China, Mexico, Canada, you know, but we were big, like All Japan marks. When we were kids, or teenagers, I guess. But
so you have a good time.
I don't know. I mean, there's just loyalty there, regardless of. I see the tweets and. Reno Scum this, and they should use that, but like, I got to put it in perspective too. Like, we're in a pandemic, 95% of the wrestling world's not working. Like, I'm very fortunate to have a job with a company and be able to do what I love, and still be able to, be home with my wife and kids regularly too, because pretty important to me.
Yeah, that work-life balance is so important, man. Especially working for a company that allows it to happen. Despite everything else, like, it's a tough world out there right now, but the fact that you, like you said, you still get to spend time with your family, have a job in wrestling, be on television, be promoted by a company, it's all relative to what's going on. And I'm glad you have found a good home with that, man. But yeah, like Mark was saying, man, we're like, you guys do feel like our guys, right? That's how, and all of our listeners, we always talk about it. It's like, we get it. There's business involved, right? New Japan and Good Brothers and all that stuff. There's things going on, and we get that. But man, when we see guys like you guys and Triple XL, and it's like, man, these are our boys, and these are Impact branded dudes, So there's like that extra bit of loyalty people like us have for you guys, and that's why we're like so happy you were on the show, because it's like, this is truly like, this is an Impact person, it's an Impact roster member who's like through and through. Right. So it's great to, and we're just so supportive of you guys, and we love what you do. But plus, you guys are fucking awesome. Can we just like everything on the side? You guys are fucking cool as shit. That's a living.
Best standing moonsault in the biz right now.
Oh shit, man! Let's talk about that drop kick though.
It's the gymnastics background.
That's
know
what it
now.
is.
Now we know.
You should have seen me when I said that's the moonsault's actually. I was wearing this bright orange Etnies shirt when I showed up to the backyard wrestling thing. And
that put the time frame on it right there. That's like 1997, 98.
They were all calling me Captain Orange because I didn't have a wrestling name. I guess I didn't think that far through. And but I did the standing moonsault in the backyard, and everybody was just like, "Holy shit!" And like, I remember that old video. It was way better than what I do now at 38, but it's still the best.
Are you on those backyard tapes they used to sell the infomercials? Are you on that?
No. This is just a local Reno.
Oh, I was gonna say, man. I think I ordered one of those. I got one of those at my parents' house, though. I'm like, man, if he's on that shit, I'm gonna go fucking pull that up.
No, I wish, man.
They even made a video game out of those guys. Remember that? Like that. They had their own video game. That's how big wrestling was. That the fucking backyard guys got their own PlayStation 2 game at the time.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Fucking mind blowing.
Pretty awful too, to be fair, but
It was.
But there was a lot to go around, and that's kind of how it is again, right? I mean, outside of the pandemic, but so many options now compared to what it was, when you first broke in, I guess, right?
Yeah, especially so. I started. This will be my 20th year. I started in 01.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow, man.
I'm old. I mean, it was
the kind of things like a lot of us don't know about you guys, man. 20 years, that's crazy. Yeah.
I was training while I was still going to high school. I think he had got the gym ready.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't remember. But I had my first indie match in June of 2001.
Wow. Okay.
And so we were isolated forever too. I mean, we're not, I don't know what you call them now. I'm not hip. But people on the internet that are super over and stuff, which is cool because that's just the way wrestling is now, especially the times we live in. Like that's how you gauge like who's over. But
yeah,
like California was just a graveyard at first. Like you were lucky if there were 120 fans. That was a big show in the early days, and then I don't know, probably around the Bullet Club time or a little before, when they started, when indie wrestling really was picking up, and then there was 1,000 people California shows, and they were renting out the Cow Palace to do stuff, and
yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, I've seen all the waves, and I feel like because I won King of Indies in 2015. And I think if I would have been born like 2 years earlier, I could have been in those original King of Indies, like especially King of Indies 2 was kind of like the who's who of
Mm-hmm.
like AJ Daniels, Joe, all those guys were in it. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, like damn parents.
And why didn't we live in Nashville?
Right.
Damn it.
But like you said, there was those hotbeds though, man. Like Cali was dead for so long. There was just a couple of indies, but like everything was in Philly, and then Cali started picking up more. Then Philly died out recently. Like Philly got overexposed in a lot of ways, and then Chicago picked up like crazy. That's where I'm at. And so Chicago got crazy for a while. And it's starting to get overexposed. Like it goes in waves everywhere, man. It just
California was so hard to get out of.
Yeah.
Noticed, and then and I mean even still like Northern California where we wrestled a bunch like the first part of our career, like they just didn't promote anything. Like
yeah.
Like even like MySpace days, it's like put your stuff on, like do something. Like the internet is so popular, and like Southern California really jumped on that, especially like PWG and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
Really opened doors for people because I don't know what Luster and I would have done if like somebody wouldn't have shown our video on a phone to somebody else. Like, I mean, I remember sending a VHS tape to WWE when I was like 2002, and getting it back like 3 weeks later. So
Yeah.
But,
Think about that. Think about that, kids in the audience. The VHS tape. If anyone knows what that still is, right? Like
here's a really bad match. Hire me.
you have to mail a VHS tape across the country.
Here's a shitty copy of a bad match I was in.
No, I got a question. Did you ever, because you guys are so known for the punk image, right? Did you ever do music? Did you ever play any kind of music? Any punk bands or anything?
I dabbled in it in high school. Luster, I played bass for, he doesn't have the band anymore, but he had a band called the Butter Lovers.
Mm-hmm.
Scum came about kind of like we were watching the Gigi Allen documentary, Hated.
Oh God, yeah.
you can half-ass play bass, and I'll smash the microphone on my head.
Literally, he made a career out of half-ass. Like
Yes.
Gigi Allen didn't really do much. It was just a fucking It's all gimmick, man.
So yeah, Luster would he'd just play local bar shows with the Butter Lovers, and I just mainly would go to shows, and like there was a point I think I was probably about 32 when like I was like, I saw. It was like Transplants and Rancid at the Warfield in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife, I think she was pregnant at the time. and she got us seats, and I was like, this is way better to watch the show now.
That's how you know it's officially like, shit, I prefer the seats.
I'm the same way too.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the same.
They've changed.
Well, you're a dad now. You're teaching the next generation. It's not about going to concerts like it used to be. It's about skating with your kid, right?
Yeah, I mean, I skate with them. They listen to punk rock. They love Rancid and stuff, and I have twins. They're in first grade, and they haven't gotten into too much of the radio stuff, thankfully.
Yeah. I've got one that went that way and one that didn't. So you just cross your fingers and hope for the best.
As long as they turn out good people, man, I don't care what they listen to, honestly. But
you really are like the cool dad. Like you skate with your kids, you ride motorcycles, you wrestle.
You're a wrestler.
You're a punk. It's like, holy shit, man. Jaybone, take a few clues over here. This is how you become a cool dad here.
It could probably wind up killing you, though. I mean,
That's awesome. All right, let's talk some bands though. Let's name off some favorite punk bands. Who's on the list, man? Who's on the playlist? Reno Scum. When you guys are road tripping, what's on the playlist, man? I want to know what these two are listening to.
There's it varies. Now it's just Spotify, but back in the day it was always Misfits were a big influence on us, but Rancid's my all-time favorite band. And Lars Fredrickson, he lives in San Francisco, and Luster and I actually met him. He came to a Bay Area show to take pictures, and he was like, I love you guys. And I was like,
like, wait, I'm supposed to say that to you. What the fuck?
Like, Lars loves me. That's cool.
That's awesome.
But I liked all his projects too. Like he's got the Old Firm Casuals now. Lars Fredrickson and the Bastards. I like a lot of oi punk. I don't know. Like, man, the problem with Spotify is I don't always see the bands like when I'm in the gym or the truck, and then
right.
Go back and playing like new stuff. So like rotation's just like the who's who of punk rock. There's not a lot of obscure things, I think, that I listen to. I don't know. But yeah, and then I have to be careful because my kids are in the car a lot, so it's a lot of stuff.
Are you still in the? You're probably still in the kids bop era at first grade.
Yeah, it's like the Michael Graves Misfit era, where it's
Hell
just pure punk instead of Last Caress or anything like that.
I remember when I actually listened to the lyrics of Last Caress for the first time. I was like, wait a minute, this is fucked up. Yeah. It sounds like a doo-wop song, but it's fucked up.
It's Static Age. I think Last Caress is on Static Age.
Yeah, it is.
That's the first. So when I went to 7th grade, I met this kid named Todd, and he's like, "Oh, what do you like?" I'm like, "Oh, I like metal, man. I like Metallica." He's like, "Oh, check this out." And he gave me a Danzig, the Thrall Demon Sweat live album, and then the Static Age and Collection 2, I think. And I was like, that's awesome, man. And so that kind of just spiraled from 7th grade, my buddy Todd. But yeah, I'm trying to think offhand. I like everything, though. Like, for the most part, I'm into the Interrupters right now, too.
Nice. I saw them not last year, but the year before, they opened up for it was a weird lineup. It was like the Interrupters opening for Dirty Heads, who opened for 311. It was such a weird fucking tour. I was like, this is like the weirdest combination of bands going on, right? But no, they were great. I bought their CD that night because it was so cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck are these guys? They're awesome. They're really, really good.
Like Psychobilly Phase It, like Tiger Army and all that. Reno was really cool too, because it's like the halfway point between Salt Lake City and Sacramento.
Yeah.
So we did all these really cool shows on like a Wednesday night or something like that. So, like Dropkick could always stop through or whatever. And I don't know, Luster and I were really lucky. Like, we saw Circle Jerks, we saw the Germs. And then I think it was the Rancid 20th anniversary. We saw Sham 69 with.
Oh, Sham's awesome, man.
Yeah, cool.
I got a band for you. Let's hear. No, a lot of people don't know them if you're out of Texas, but they had a flash in the pan, but they were called Hagfish. You ever heard of Hagfish?
I feel like I've seen the I couldn't tell you a song, but I feel like I've seen that name.
I feel like you would love them. They're like right up that alley, and they came out in like '97, did like 2 albums, and then they like imploded, right? But they were like in that whole realm. And I'm like, these guys, this is it. This is gonna be the next shit. And then they just people weren't ready for it. But man, check out Hagfish if you get a chance. So
I will. Our I don't know if people know it. Like there's a band called the Moans in Sacramento, and they recorded. But Luster and I sing our theme song.
oh, is that you guys?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wow.
Because we couldn't use our indie. There's this band in Petaluma, California called Resilience, and they're a Oi band, and so our song's pretty much modeled after the one we used on the Indies Forever.
No kidding. Wow.
Nice.
But yeah, it's I don't know. We got lucky. We know a lot of people in the music industry, or at least that punk rock music industry. You know what I mean? The DIY stuff, and our buddy Danny was like, "Hey, I want to write this song for you guys. Like, if you want to split studio time, I don't care, man. Just come sing it." And we were on our way to LA, and we just stopped in Sacramento, and we knocked it out in like 2.5 hours. Like,
Nice.
he played it for us, and we wrote it with him, and we had a bunch of our students in the back of the van too, and like they do the gang vocals for the Oys and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
sweet.
That's
Badass, man.
That is really cool.
that song's really personal. You know what I mean? Because it's like it was a cool story building it and all that. And
Yeah.
I love when it hits when we come out.
Can we download that? Is that on sale on like iTunes or
Yeah,
something?
it's on iTunes, and I don't know what else.
What do we like search under? Just search under you guys, like Reno Scum?
We are Scum.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll
Just
put the
Scum.
link. Everybody in the chat, we'll put the link in the description of the video after the show tonight. So if you guys want to download it, we'll find it.
Everybody go grab that.
Go
Yeah.
grab that. Hell yeah. That's awesome, dude.
That is a
Didn't even know.
really cool story. That's got to be the coolest entrance music story I've heard.
Yeah, we I don't know, we're regular Shawn Michaels, you know. Just
Yeah, I was gonna say, the sexy scum is what
On
it is.
this,
man.
on this show, I have
This
said
is-
before on the record that's the best entrance music of all time.
He has that. Mark has been like cheerleading for you guys a lot.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
Dude, I wanna-
it's no
That's where
bullshit.
yeah, that's where our titles belong. It is no bullshit. More, I mean,
He's so
all of us
passionate.
should be saying it. Yeah, well, fuck, get out there and say it. Like, let Impact Management know that these are our fucking guys. Like,
Hell yeah, man.
I understand the economics of what's going on with AEW and New Japan and all that shit. But at the end of the day, this man wants to retire with Impact Wrestling. So fucking put a belt on him. You know?
Yeah, you know, I appreciate it, and it's like I said, like I'm just lucky to have a part in the play. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys out there who, you know, going back to like the Ring of Honor thing. Jimmy Jacobs was there, and we wrestled him and Adam Page on the pre-show of whatever anniversary pay-per-view it was.
Mhm.
And I think Jimmy was a producer too at the time because I was talking to him, and he's like, "Hey, you guys should have a job here. Just point to 2 people we should fire." You know, and
Tough question.
I mean, like that hit home too, because I was like, I mean, you're right, like, and that's how I feel about Impact. Like, we're so lucky to have such a talented roster.
Yeah.
Like, you have to appreciate having a job there. Sure, you know, like I want a main event, Slammiversary, and all that stuff, and or Bound for Glory. But like at the end of the day, like I mean, I'm a contracted professional wrestler.
Yeah. Which a lot of people don't get to say. You know?
Yeah.
No, you know, that was always such a big thing for me too when I was younger. Like, oh, I spent too much time worrying about signing a piece of paper, and then kind of when I stopped worrying about it, everything started falling into place.
I think all of us can agree that's kind of what life is, right? Like when you
Yeah.
stop giving a shit, that's when things happen. So that's awesome, dude.
I got to ask then, back then when you were just, you know, a wee little scum, was going up north to the big company, The Dream, like, was that it back in the day?
When I was thinking about dropping out of high school, like Luster and I would go to the gym late at night because, like, well, I was like 155 pounds when I graduated. Yeah, I'll be main event in WrestleMania in like 2003. Don't worry, man. You know, so yeah, I mean, I think that's everyone's dream, or almost. You know what I mean? For like when you start and stuff like that, and then plans change. You know, like I did the tryout camps and like. I don't know what it was, 2011 or something like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. Before it was NXT, when it was FCW still.
Okay.
And like Pritchard and Kern, they're
Yeah.
like, man, yeah, you're gonna get a job here. And then like they send you this thing, and they're like, yeah, you're good, but you're too indie. And I was like, I don't know how to not be indie. If, like,
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm contracted. What the hell else am I? Right?
Wow.
Because all I can do is work on the indies right now. So
Right.
Yeah, what do you want? That's why I'm coming to you.
I was like, like that's just really though when I started realizing I was like, man, I gotta really like try and get out there with other people. And
Yeah.
there was a point in my life where I was bitter when I was probably in my mid-20s and stuff like that. I don't like, if you YouTube me, like I'm a good hand. I mean, I'm not, bragging or nothing. Like I can do whatever any promotion asks me to do. I prefer to be a tag team. That's one of the like. I never want to break up with Luster. Kind of like I don't want that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just,
Aw.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of pride in what you've done over the last, God knows how many years. Almost
20 years,
20
yeah.
years, yeah.
It's amazing.
so, like for me, like obviously we're big Road Warrior marks, right? And like that was the one team, and then they finally like did the whole awful Hawk thing, and I was just like, ugh. I never cared when people broke up until they broke up the Road Warriors, and I was just like, but that's how I feel about like I mean, he's my brother, like
Yeah.
I trust that dude with everything, and it just we wrestled each other too. Like we wrestled in the the quarterfinals of King of Indies, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm always open to wrestling him if it's like the right deal. I just
Right.
I don't
like,
I just don't want some like big breakup. Like if you have to go separate ways for a while, that's cool. But like we're still scum because like. I mean, shit, we got it tattooed on our body. We're scumming it out of the ring.
hell yeah.
I mean,
I just love how true you two are to not only
Me
each
too.
other, but like to yourselves and the team and just the biz. I mean, you guys are, it's seriously, it's no bullshit. It's just, this is it. This is what you get, man. These are true people right here.
That's what I thought was so cool about Impact too. Like we kept our names, we kept our tag name, like, they let us use our music because
it's a great thing about the company that does that. Yeah,
we had just recorded it when they had contacted us again about when we started like with the Ace Austin thing. Like we weren't under contract. Oh shit! There we go.
Oh, there we are.
We weren't.
Oh, there we go.
Uh-oh.
Well, we lost him a little bit.
Is that ICU?
Okay.
It's Callihan again.
Oh, we're losing a
Can't
little
hear
bit,
you.
Adam.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, we lost you a little bit, Adam. Might have to reconnect him.
We can't
Now
hear
we can't hear you.
Yeah.
So, maybe see if we can reconnect. Maybe try reconnecting, Adam. We'll see if we can reconnect you.
Can you
Hit the
try
link.
and link back in? Or can you try and hold on?
Yeah, maybe drop out and drop in.
Yeah, drop on, drop in. We'll see if we can get him back in here.
There we go.
Just a little connection glitch.
Let's see.
Cool.
Yeah, when it
No,
froze up.
still
Yeah.
No. Let's try reconnecting. Nope. No, can't hear
Oh, he's
you,
not
man.
hearing us either. He's not hearing us.
Oh, he's not hearing it. Yeah.
Oh,
it's on both ways.
Send him a message in the private
Yeah,
chat.
I am.
Okay.
All right.
Send him one here too.
Let him know. Or you put up a sign that says like, "Hey, reconnect." Here, let's put
Yeah.
that up. Alicia, what do you one of your signs that says to put up here? There we go. Let's see if let's
Well,
see
just
that.
speaking of,
Yeah.
since it was referenced while that tournament he's talking about,
Yeah.
it was a fantastic tournament. Just to let you know,
Were you
who
at
he
that,
had to
Bill?
go through. I was
Of
no.
course he was.
This was in Vallejo, California, in 2015.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
But it started his first round matchup, Eli Drake, before it was
Oh,
Eli
shit.
Drake.
Wow.
Then against Luster in the quarterfinals. Then against Tim Thatcher in the semis, and Willie Mack in the final.
Wow.
Wow. What a
So
month.
that's an impressive list he went
No
through.
shit.
Mark, reach back out to him. So tell him to reconnect.
Yeah,
There.
I did.
There he comes. He's coming back.
Oh, okay.
There we go. He's coming back in now. Like, we give him a second to connect here. That's a crazy tournament, man. There we go.
Yeah, like
There
that
we
was
go.
a pretty
I think you're
talented-
back.
There he is. All right.
There he is.
There he is. Let's put him back up here on the main screen. Here.
It's
Let's
the bone.
there we go.
All
You can
right.
blame my new puppy. I think my wife. And the ring doorbell thing went off, and I tried to swipe it.
Oh, that's what
That's
it was.
all right.
Bill was just reading the King of the Indies tournament participants that you went through.
Yeah.
That was what a lineup that was, man. Shit.
Yeah, it's man, that match with Willie in the finals was awesome too. People should go out of their way to find that. That one's the one I'm really proud of. And if you watch that whole tournament, like I I have different matches with everybody in there. So it was cool. It was more of a King of California tournament, to be fair. At that it was during WrestleMania weekend, and they just used a bunch of Reno and Northern and Southern California people. But it was cool. It was all part of the Evolve stuff, and it was fun.
Yeah, kind of looking at that, I know I've been saying it the last couple weeks. I'd love to see you maybe not break up the team, but take part in the X division a little more. Well, what are your thoughts on possibly getting involved in that? Like, I'd love to see an Ultimate X match, or like I said, with Willie Mack, they're showing the no limit. So, but you seem to be a natural fit in
that gymnast. Gymnast training, going on the ropes and shit. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
I'm 38 now, guys. Like,
so you roll.
Like, I kind of don't want to fall from a ring suspended above the ring. Kind of
just want to do Ultimate X once, just one time.
The moonsaults off the ground instead of the top rope.
Smart, thinking man's wrestler.
There's not a bad pick on our roster. Like, when you have to wrestle somebody, it's I mean, like, shit, like, everybody's so talented in their own right. I really want to wrestle Josh. I think that would be like one of those singles matches.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
And Jake as well. Now that he's something.
Yeah. See what you did there.
And Rohit, like, I mean, the whole roster. Don't get me wrong, but like, I'm like, man, I just love those guys. Like, they're good dudes too. I see that stuff, and like Josh kind of has the same story as me. He hasn't been wrestling, I don't think, as long, but he grinded forever, and like now he's getting his moment as a single star, which is well deserved. So, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff I got to finish with the tag, before we think about that.
Tag titles, we're here for it. That's what's got to happen.
Like, if I do the X division and then you get like Luster versus Moose, like, it's gonna be cool.
Right there. What's up, man?
Shut up and take my money.
That's I always thought that's the beauty of like the big guy, little guy tag teams. Not that I'm like that weird body.
In between.
I'm like Mike Modest, like when Roland's like, oh, he's too big to be a cruiserweight and he's too small to be a heavyweight.
See, this is how I know we're the same age, because he's also quoting Beyond the Mat. Like, that's anybody who grew up with that fucking movie, like, you quoted it for like years afterwards,
Roland was like my big backer out here. Like,
really? No, he died, didn't he? He passed away.
He passed away a couple years ago. But, he loved me. Like, Luster and I kind of broke the door down because he would not let non-APW people in that building forever.
Oh, wow.
He ran a tight ship out there, I heard. Yeah.
We started just killing it everywhere we went in California, and they were finally like, oh, you guys can come in. And he's like, I just didn't think other people could be trained right.
No shit. That was it, huh?
That was it. But yeah, I think like I was kind of like Roland's next Mike Modest, even though I wasn't trained there.
Yeah.
Like, he pushed hard for me for a lot of places, and he was a good dude. He was a weird dude, but he's a good dude.
It's weird. He wasn't a wrestler or anything, right? Like, what was his? I never knew what his story was. Like, this dude just owned this school, and a bunch of people went through it. That's all I knew.
Accountant, man. He was just a carny who loved wrestling.
That was it, huh?
Like the old Roy Shire stuff in the Bay Area.
The Bay Area, yeah.
And,
Cow Palace stuff, yeah.
He had enough money to get a ring, and APW was producing people left and right. APW, Ring of Honor credits like that King of Indies that APW put on with, kind of planting the seed for Ring of Honor to form and stuff like that. And yeah, Roland did a lot of stuff that he probably doesn't get credit for, but everybody, you look at people who came through like Chris Hero and stuff, they all would sit down in his office and talk to him, and like, yeah, that guy knows his shit.
Yeah, just one of those.
He was so passionate too. Like, if there was Tim Thatcher and I used to wrestle there all the time for their title.
Mm-hmm.
He would cry every main event we had. Like, he just thought it was so good, and like, I don't know if it was or not, but they were good matches. I don't know if they were, any better than anything else that was going on at the time, really. But Tim and I, and then I'd wrestle Cobb a lot too, and not at APW, but so yeah.
Cobb's a beast.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt. Does wrestling Cobb hurt?
Like I've wrestled Cage a bunch of times out here and Cobb, and like don't get me wrong, Cage is super strong, but Cobb's the strongest human being I've ever been in the ring with.
Yeah,
Big dude.
Oh, Cobb is
The
ridiculous.
stuff he does to me, he does to the super heavyweights. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's just a freak, man. I love that guy though. I miss him. We used to see each other every weekend, and then life just kind of goes separate ways with companies, but it all comes full circle eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, speaking of Roland Alexander, I remember the scene in the movie where they like slow-mo him walking to WWE's headquarters, and it's like this low camera shot. It's like dun 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 dun. It's like this dramatic music while he's a big dude, right? That was a big guy, and it's just like this. He's like overtaking the camera shot. I'll never forget that. It's a fucking 25-year-old movie already now. Like,
Camera made him look big. Roland was like 5'5".
yeah, he made him look huge. Dude, that's awesome though, man. I absolutely love the story. I mean, like, just again, like, it's one of those things where a lot of us didn't know too much about you guys' backstory, more like the origin story. We knew about like what's on the surface, right? With obviously Impact stuff and then Ring of Honor,
Right.
what you guys had the Ring of Honor appearances and whatnot, and then GFW stuff. But beyond that, like all this history you told us today in 40 minutes, like I think everybody in the live chat here, all of us got totally schooled on you guys.
Chat's loving it.
They're loving it, man. Like, people really know much. Like,
loving
there was not too much insight. Like, it's a
and
great
again,
story.
a lot of times
that's what I'm saying. Like, California was a graveyard,
Yeah.
that's all we had. Like, I guess to hone our craft, you know what I mean? And Luster and I didn't even start tagging, I don't think, till 2006. We wrestled singles, I don't know, for the first 5 years. And then, like, man, like, we're best friends. We're tag marks. Like, what the hell are we doing? Like, so, and then the Reno Scum was like, there was 2 other guys in it, like my old tattoo artist, and then this like 6'10" guy named Paul, who was a pro basketball player who just kind of wrestled locally. So it kind of started as 4 of us, just as buddies. But Luster and I were always a tag team, and just always kind of set on being somewhere as a tag team. And then luckily it wound up being Impact.
It's awesome though, man. We're super glad.
Well, that is one thing that got mentioned by so I know someone mentioned it earlier too, and we thought about it. Like, you were associated with Ace for a bit as Reno Scum, but would you like maybe Violent by Design, if EY came calling, would you see Reno Scum as part of a bigger group possibly?
EY rides Harleys too, so
he's a Harley rider. He's a cigar smoker. He's kind of, he's kind of.
I don't know if Luster and I are violent by design, or it's just kind of in our DNA from growing up.
It seems like a natural match.
Yeah, it does. They're ass kickers for sure, and there ain't nothing pretty about what they do. That's Luster coin, because like there's Japanese strong style, and Luster's like, oh, Reno Scum's American power slap.
There
you go. That's the hashtag from this.
I love it. That is.
We gotta get Luster and Joe Doring to square off. How about that shit, man?
Yeah, talk about all Japan, Mark.
All Japan stuff. You guys talking all Japan stuff? That dude, man. I don't know if you recall. I was down there in Nashville for the tapings. I rode down with Basil. So you were busy. I said, "What's up to you?" Tompkins invited me to come in. Just he said, "Come on down." I work for AAW in Chicago here, so he's like, "Come on down." I did a lot of work with Rohit, when he's up here and stuff. So I knew a lot of the guys. So I was hanging out. But that was like Doring's first taping, and I remember walking from the locker room, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" Like he's like the most giant individual I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's huge. But yeah, him and Luster would be incredible. That's what I was getting at with this whole thing.
I mean, you look at there's large humans on our roster,
Yeah.
But like, especially Moose right now, he looks like a goddamn action figure. Like,
Jeez, man.
He's shredded.
And I think that's cool about the locker room, because I know it's kind of heavy on the last set of tapings because it was at the end of Bulk Gone Bad, but I was like, man, I'll start cutting up again, and I'm back down to like 198, I think. I'm trying to get down to 190, and I think that's cool. Like, the whole roster kind of pushes each other to be in the best shape, and everyone's seen AC losing all his weight and stuff. And
it's a family, man. That roster is very tight. Like, it's a bunch of supported people, man. That's pretty cool. It is really cool to see.
Everyone sits like in their own, like always the same spot in the locker room, but
Mhm.
like you just put your bag there, and then everyone kind of migrates everywhere else, and just sits and talks, and it's such a good roster.
I gotta ask you this: you guys ever see yourself having a manager? I know you guys can both talk, but like somebody just fill out this like a third, just another member of the group.
We've tried it. Like I said, my tattoo artist, Shane, he was a wrestler too. He managed us for a while. Christina Boneri managed us for a while.
I remember that. Yeah, you guys had her too.
Oh yeah.
It just, for whatever reason, like it looks good on paper, and then it doesn't. I don't know, because like we're scum, right? But like I don't like relying on anyone else to cheat for me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Sometimes I feel like when people manage, they're just kind of standing out there for us. So yeah, I think in the right setting it works, especially with TV and all that. But in the past, it just hasn't for whatever reason. And those are all people like we get along with, we're friends with, and it's just hard because like, especially with Christina, like she's mega talented, and then to always have her sit on the ring apron and not do anything, or you know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't know, for whatever reason, like it works in different dynamics for sure. It hasn't worked for us, and I'm open to it doesn't matter to me, honestly. Like I just like walking to the ring and wrestling. I don't care what I got to do.
What if it was the next inception of whatever Susan becomes?
I mean,
you were the first one to see her as Susie.
Rosemary's my all-time favorite, right? If she wanted to sacrifice us, maybe I would join Decay.
I was just picturing Jim Mitchell, man. This is like, bring out some old school new church Jim Mitchell style to the Scum.
Yep.
Shit, man. I can see that working.
Stuff like that, like you have to do it. Like I didn't like the Road Warriors with Paul Ellering as much as I like the Road Warriors.
Right.
But it just has to be a group of people for stuff like that to work.
Totally working.
Right. I mean, I know people have had managers and it's worked. I thought Fuji was great with Demolition and Powers of Pain. Jimmy Hart, with Nasty Boys, and but I think like stuff like James Mitchell, I think it's like a group dynamic thing, not just a tag team.
Yeah.
Just so he has more to do too, and he's not just
absolutely
for us to walk to the ring, But yeah, I was low key jealous of Luster that he took the mist at Sacrifice. I didn't find it, but like.
So how long was his face green?
He had to go find a shower at the venue. He's like, I was giving him the baby wipes and all, and he's like, I can't get it off, man. I don't know.
What is in this stuff?
Maybe just paint your face green now. I don't know.
Yeah, great kabuki.
Some missing linkish, look right there. Painted green.
There you go.
Let's end it on just another note. Favorite opponent in Impact, somebody you haven't worked with, also, and just kind of note to the fans, like, what else do you want to say? Just I'm dying to know you've wrestled a lot of people so far, but who haven't you worked on? Who's your favorite so far?
Favorite was the Rascals always when we get in with them. And I'm so happy for those guys. I love those guys. But like it was always just so easy, and I always wish we had more time with them. Mm-hmm. And then as far as singles, Josh Alexander, I think we've worked just about every tag team on the roster right now. I'd like more time with the Good Brothers. We wrestled them at like those old GFW ballpark shows.
Ballpark shows, yeah.
Oh wow.
And it was awesome, man. Like, we went out there for 20 minutes and just kind of killed it. That's like the downside of TV versus the indies, right? Like, you're on a time constraint, and like I said, we have a talented roster that you're trying to get everybody's face on TV. But yeah, I mean, Josh is the guy I'd really like to go one-on-one with. Like, if I had my say, I'd be like, just put me and Josh out there for a while.
Hell yeah, man. Let's see that happen.
For sure.
You mentioned the Good Brothers. I would love, because you guys, from a dynamic standpoint, They're a big man, smaller guy team, big man.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys have the same dynamic, and that'd be a fucking cool ass feud. Holy shit!
The Diesel Razor classic combo.
Make it happen.
I would love that, man. That'd be really cool. So
yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, maybe that's who you'll take the titles from when you guys are ready to go for it.
You don't gotta get ready if you stay ready, right? So.
That's right. That's right. Adam, where can people connect with you? Like get T-shirts, merch. I need like the music. I mean, just plug everything you can right now.
Pro Wrestling Tees / Reno Scum has some of our stuff on it. I haven't made merch this year just because the indies are down. Everything. I just got a local T-shirt company that's always made our stuff. I actually got to try and get the cool stuff uploaded on Pro Wrestling Tees, I guess. And our music, We Are Scum, is on iTunes. And I wish my music guy was here. He's gonna kill me when he watches this. There's other platforms. But please make sure you also download the Moans if you download our song. They spent time recording that. They fronted a lot of the studio time for us.
Nice.
Danny, I don't know what he goes by, Danny Secretion or something like that. He's awesome. Like he's an elementary school teacher. He's like craziest punk rocker I know.
Nice.
I love that you guys have these like you guys are this total punk rocker, but then like you're just awesome like dad, hang out with the kids. Like Luster's the same, like right. You get this big giant dude with a hawk, and he's like total dad mode at home. Like school teacher. I love that ultimate dynamic between like this part of your life and this part of your life. It's the best.
Yeah, we got lucky to get out of our 20s for sure. We lived the Scum, like, we it's not a gimmick to us, especially back then. Like I said, we're dad scum now.
Dad Scum.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Now, somebody in the chat here said Sean McCabe said the Bandcamp link to the song is in the chat, guys. So everybody listening, the Bandcamp link is already floating around the chat. We're gonna put it into the description too. So go check it out. Buy the single, guys. It's available to download. So go grab it. So it's on Bandcamp too, Adam.
Awesome.
I
knew that.
Yeah, you knew that too. But we'll plug it as well. We'll put it on our Twitter and everything too.
We'll have you back on so you can get more practice, and next time you can be more prepared with your plug.
There you go.
You come on our Thursday show and watch throwback TNA from the Asylum years.
That's what we do it on Thursdays. Watch all the Asylum stuff, man. You want to go down memory lane. Watching New Church versus AMW, man. This is come to.
Raven versus D-Lo, AJ versus D-Lo.
Hell yeah, we're all about
it. Hell yeah.
But awesome, Adam, man. Thank you so much for spending almost an hour with us, dude. Thank you for taking that time out today, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate what you guys do. It's a really good platform, and it's probably the most fun I've had on a podcast where. It wasn't just, I liked Macho Man growing up, or
well, we all like Macho Man. Everybody knows that.
I know, but
no, I know what you mean. So, who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Who's your favorite wrestler? What's your favorite move? Can you hit a hurricanrana? All that. Come on, it's a fucking talk show, man. This isn't like I can't stand because these other guys bring people on, and it's the same. Like 10 questions that every podcast asks them. Where'd you get started? What's your favorite wrestler? Color. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite pizza top? Like, who the fuck? Like, talk about music or something. Like shit. Let's get to know these people a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, that's awesome, Adam. Thank you, man. It was such an honor to have you on.
All right, man. I'm gonna go put my kids to bed. So
absolutely,
right.
please do. Everybody, Adam Thornstowe, Reno Scum, get his merchandise. Adam, be safe, man. Thank you for all you do, also out there. Let's do it all the time.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.
Man. We'll talk to you later. Thank you, Adam Thornstowe, everybody. Woo! All right, awesome. How cool was that?
Awesome, guys.
Very nice. Bill was a big spray. Very cool. How cool was that, huh? What a cool guy.
Yeah, he was really great. I like Reno Scum even more now. Shit.
Exactly.
And that's what I wanted to hear, because that's one of the teams from this great roster we have that I literally know nothing about, with the exception that they've been in and out of the company on TV, a few different runs over the last 4 or 5 years, whatever it's been now.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, just great. That's a nice little deep dive there. Tremendous.
Super cool. I want to get
tremendous guess.
I want to get Luster on and ask him the same questions and be like, let's see if he can back all of it up. And then
We're talking about like an 80s game show now.
right. Like, did you get all the
Match
same
game.
answers right? And then we bring them both on, and then they feud it out in the show.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Very
Put it
cool.
on the Patreon.
That's it. That's Patreon content.
Truck, they're one of the best guests.
Thank you, Truck. Yeah. Truck's staying up late tonight too. See
Wow.
You bring parents on. You bring a fellow parent on the show, Mark. You know, other parents hang on the show.
Right.
But Truck. I don't think Truck's a parent. No, Truck doesn't have any kids.
Well, and when I booked Adam Thornstowe, that's what I was thinking: is how do we get the adult parent market?
That's it.
Reno,
That's
Yeah.
Reno
the
Scum.
mature.
There you go.
The mature, married, responsible adult market, and that's how we get it. You know, Truck stayed up late tonight. Very nice.
like me.
Yeah, like Jaybone. Jaybone's here watching. Very cool. I love that. What a nice guy. But get the song. I didn't know they did their own song. That's so cool.
That's really cool.
That's another great part of that deep dive that we've been hearing that for years. Never knew. That's awesome.
Never knew that.
That just shows you how good it is that you're like, oh, you thought it was a band. Like a band out there that did it, but hey, they did it themselves. Good job.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, and we learned
Now we
that
couldn't tell means how good it is.
absolutely, and we learned that all of our faith and love for the Scum is legit because they want to stay with us too. Like they're not looking to use this as a stepping stone. And I understand that some people do, but they are Impact guys. They're our guys, and they're going to be our fucking champions.
Oh yeah, dude. I can't wait.
Someday.
I can't wait. Well, let's jump into the show. We'll try to go a little quicker with the review because we had Thorns on for about an hour almost. So that's awesome.
Time flies when you're having fun.
That's very true.
That's a good one.
Very, very true. So we won't keep you guys too late to go through the show tonight.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it. Jaybone, since you did the watch along from the minute one, I'll let you set up BTI tonight, the BTI match that we had tonight.
I was going to say, we could skip news tonight. There isn't, whatever news there is, we could just cover as we're going throughout the review if you want.
Yeah, that's fine. You just sprinkle it in. Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
So BTI, they start out with a lot of highlights from Sacrifice, which is appropriate. And then they dive right into the Iceman intel. And I'm telling you, I was little, I'm not going to lie, I was a little worried about this segment when we first started getting these on BTI. I was like, okay, how good are these really going to be? And I got to say, week by week, they've been getting better and better.
Today's looks good.
This one, he said that there's some international news. Someone or some folks from the Impact roster are going to be heading overseas soon. So, that's very specific yet very vague. So could it be to the UK? Could it be to Japan? What's
There's a lot of overseas places.
But you know what was weird about that? I don't know if you guys all thought this too. Who's allowing travel internationally right now? That's what got me. I was like, wait, where are they going to go? Like, who is our countries open already? Who's open? Somebody open for business yet?
I know that I don't remember who, but someone just started booking some UK shows. I did see that. So maybe the UK is a possibility. I know they've been dying for some Impact Wrestling or some folks from, the Impact roster to come over. I know that we're starting to kind of get into the mix with
Japan.
Japan, yeah, that certainly is a possibility. I know there's a lot of people that want the Hoots, the good brothers to go over there and start some stuff. So who knows, But and that's one thing that I said during the watch along. I was like, all right, so who do you want it to be and where do you want them to go? So I'll say it again. What do you want, folks? Do you want the Good Brothers to go to Japan? Do you want someone else to go to the UK? Light up the chat. Let us know, folks.
Interesting. Very interesting. Cool. Yeah. That Iceman, that was an interesting bomb he dropped, Iceman today. That's Bill's guy. That's Bill's buddy, the Iceman.
Yeah. And then we had
trying to get the Iceman on here to give us more scoops.
Yeah, we're trying to get the Iceman on here.
Some bullshit.
Here.
Some bullshit. Gia didn't say scoop once. Iceman said it 4 times.
He
some
stole
bullshit.
it.
Dude, it's the
King of the
bullshit.
scoops.
This is some bullshit.
Well, we could start a little.
I already have. I'm on Iceman's ass on Twitter.
Oh, I was gonna say there could be like a depending on who we're talking about during the show, like some kind of like drinking game. If you drink, to who says the most scoops, or if you go to the main event, for every time Striker says passion, take a shot. I mean, I'd have been drunk in 5 minutes. I mean.
All right, what else, Jay?
All right, we got Black Taurus versus. I'm sorry, I can't roll my R's. I'm not that sexy. Versus Luster the Legend with who we just had on the show with Adam Thornstowe. Black Taurus, of course, had Decay. This was a great match. This was, of course, I was rooting for the Scum, the Reno Scum. But man, this was an impressive match, and Taurus came out on top here. But I tell you what, I'd love to see this match again. Absolutely.
They gave it enough time too. The best thing about the BTI match, in my opinion, is the time.
Yeah.
A lot of time. Yeah, they have some fun with those BTI matches, man. I like that.
Yeah,
it's like plenty of time to do stuff, and it's not a rushed match. They get at least like 15 minutes, which is awesome.
Yeah,
so that's cool. Very cool.
Oh yeah,
that was a good match, man. No, that was I like his finisher. I like Taurus has got that spinny. What would you call it? Is there a name for it?
Yeah,
Taurus driver.
Yeah, they actually called it the Taurus driver, which is, I mean, it's not a big thing. Like, oh, what's it called? Well, it's a simple.
There were a lot of Taurus drivers in the 90s.
Wait a minute.
his Taurus, not to knock Adam, but excuse me, Luster, but Taurus, his athleticism is just something to be seen. Seriously,
I mean, that his size, his backwards
flipping cross bodies. I don't know what the hell you call it. Stuff he does off the runs up the turnbuckles and then
tornadoes and shit all over the place.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, it's just something else,
dude. He hit the last one so hard his eye fell out. Did you guys notice that?
No, what?
Dude's left eyeball fell out at the end of the match. He was all trying to keep his eye in, and Rosemary was like checking it after the match. Fortunately, production and camera was smart enough to not shoot him straight on after a while.
Was that yellow thing?
Yeah, dude, his eyeball fell out.
Was it an eye for eye match?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Somebody call Rey Mysterio.
Oh.
Who would do that? Who would book that kind of match?
That's so stupid. Who would do that?
Hopefully they don't get him for a gimmick infringement.
Interesting. I didn't even catch that.
Critical Sting caught it. That's my guy.
I saw the little yellow thing like hanging there, like right below the lid of the mask, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" I thought that was like part of the mask that came loose, but no, that must have been his contact lens that popped out or whatever.
I didn't even catch that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, watch it back. You catch it like right as they like zoom on him right at the end when he's celebrating in the ring with the rest of Decay.
Now I want to see this. That sounds wacky. That's nuts. Interesting. That was BTI. Wait, so refresh my memory. Are they hosting BTI up on YouTube afterwards? Is it going up on YouTube?
It was the first week. I haven't checked since then.
Yeah, like it was going up as a shortened version, so it wasn't starting at the same time because it was going commercial free. So it was starting like 15 to 20 minutes later and going commercial free. I don't know though if they did it today.
I think they're playing it on Facebook because I got a Facebook.
Oh, okay. So they did a Facebook like a dual simulcast of it or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, if you guys missed it,
it's on there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and they also did get out of this. They also did, because we keep saying you got to watch BTI because it flows into the episode of Impact Wrestling. They talked about one thing that they did not advertise prior was Jake something versus Rhino.
Oh, yeah. Which I'm gonna have something to say about that one.
Yeah.
We'll get to
There's a reason we forgot about that really quickly.
BTI, the full show's on YouTube, 40 minutes.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
I definitely want to watch that Taurus match.
So just go to the last 15 minutes, you'll catch the match. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, let's get into the review. Let's start this off. So the show started off the March 16th, 2021 edition of Impact on Access TV. Opening match: FinJuice, new tag team champions, Juice Robinson, David Finlay versus Triple XL. Non-title, I believe it was non-title.
Correct.
I want to start with Alicia because we've all in our group here have been very vocal about the AEW thing and the New Japan thing now. And Alicia is a much bigger fan of the New Japan connection and that going on. Are you digging FinJuice, Alicia? Like, what's your thoughts on this so far?
Yeah, I think they're interesting because again, this is like my first exposure to New Japan and stuff, and what a little bit of what they have to offer.
Yeah.
And again, I think I just click more with their storyline because it feels more organic. Like these dudes feel like they could be on the Impact roster, so maybe I don't know. I like it though; it's good.
Yeah, it's I like the two guys are very interesting. Now, of course, we talked about the tag title thing, but we kind of we get the economics of it. We get that, but these two guys, like Alicia just said, they fit in really, really nicely with this tag division. And I think like they got that same kind of energy, that same kind of style. And I think by giving Triple XL this match, it's a cool feature, right? They're fighting the tag team champions. Their opening match on the show tonight gets a lot of eyes on two, another homegrown tag team. So I think it's a good opening match to have. But no, I dig that, Alicia. I'm with you on that. So far, the New Japan thing is being done slowly but surely, which I like.
Right.
Bill, any take on this one though? Triple XL. I know you like both teams here, but go ahead and set this one up a little bit. Yeah,
I think this was a good spot for Triple XL because there's been a lot of buzz. New Japan's been really putting over guys like Jay White, putting over that David Finlay won the tag titles in Impact. So there's people obviously watching. So the more people that are getting a look at AC and our favorite Lawrence Delicious, that's always good. More eyes are good. And I agree. Like the issue, and I know Alicia had it, a lot of people had it with the AEW versus New Japan is like Private Party was a mid-card team in AEW. FinJuice is a legitimate team over in New Japan. Like they've won tournaments, they won titles. They're legitimate. They're a legitimate team. They're not just we're trying to get somebody over type thing. So and there is a storyline with the Good Brothers. There is that young boy storyline that they can really go to, which is perfect. That's right up. They were young boying people on the roster anyway. The Good Brothers. That's part of their shtick. So it was a natural fit. So I think they're doing a great job with this storyline with New Japan. So I'm a big fan of it. And I think this just once again. We got to go back to the Good Brothers from Slammiversary since they signed. They opened this door. That there's other people. Scott, Don has a big connection in New Japan. They get credit too, but the Good Brothers really unlocked the door. If you want to say like Tony Khan wants to take all the credit in the world for everything, remember it happened in Impact before it happened in AEW. The door was unlocked. It was on tape.
It was on tape delay. But no, it's very true. That's a really good point. And I'd like to know from people in the chat, sound off on this. Are you fans of FinJuice so far? They haven't, I was going to say they haven't gotten a lot of TV time, but they actually have a decent amount. They've done a couple of promos. They've had a couple of segments, some matches. I'd like to see them stick around. This is a good team to trade off. And honestly, I'd love to see them get into it with Reno Scum. That's another perfect team for them to go against too. Have them go against the homegrown guys.
Yeah,
it works for me. So this is a good match. I mean, Triple XL again. I think they look good in this match. They keep continuing to get better and gel as a team. It was non-title, but FinJuice still won, and still your tag team champions right now. So we'll see. I'm curious where it all goes with these guys. I know they have a rematch. They got a rematch scheduled with the Good Brothers, but there's other places you can go with it. Jay, when are you going to say something?
Yeah, I gotta say, I didn't like the reffing in this match. I think, I love FinJuice. We're happy FinJuice is a part of the mix. We're all shocked with what happened this last weekend, but I don't recall who is reffing during this. But man, the double teaming in this match against our guys, it's like, wow, what company do you work for here? It's like, come on.
I got something to say about the reffing later on. I don't know if
friend of the show,
Yeah,
Daniel Spencer.
Yeah.
Was Daniel Spencer? Was he in the chat today?
He was the ref during this match.
Oh, Jaybone.
He's being called out by Jaybone.
Well, he's taking shots at Daniel Spencer, Jaybone.
No Impact representatives in the chat. They're taping.
What happened there? Oh, they're all at the tape.
They're taping.
Yeah.
They're busy. That's why I'm saying. I'm
Not
just kidding.
That's what he gets them in there.
Go ahead, Trent. Talk some shit. You
all right, Ingrid, man. I got something to say to Ingrid right now. I've been waiting on this. All right, here we go.
Oh God.
That freaking bell.
Thursdays, Trent. Thursdays.
I know. I reserved the bell for Thursdays, but it works, guys. It works. But,
It must be very therapeutic for you.
It is. I like I said, I got other props in here too. I got like a fidget spinner in here.
But
look
that's
at that.
for Thursday.
That's for Thursday too. I got a noisemaker in here too. I got a harmonica for sad moments.
Oh yeah. See, we're already turning this into a live action Rocky Horror Picture Show. We just need to throw some rice at the screen and call Trent an asshole.
If you don't behave, I'm going to throw
Kyle
a
a slut whenever he's here.
Yeah, whenever he shows up.
Pathetic.
I think you distracted. We got it pretty decently, but no, it was pretty good. I think it was a solid match. I do like where it all went with these guys. I think Triple XL comes out looking okay in this too.
Mm-hmm.
Want to keep them in the mix. You got to keep the homegrown guys in the mix for sure. But FinJuice, they're strong. I wouldn't mind FinJuice having a weekly match if they're down there for taping. Keep them on the show. Keep them on TV. Why not?
Yeah. Well, if they're the champions, especially keep them on TV. If they're going to
take on anybody. Show that they'll take out anybody. You came into our house. You got our belts.
Well, that's what they did wrong with Private Party, in my opinion. Like, your opinion of Private Party as a team and their place on the card aside, they just kind of came in, did a thing, and left. Like, they should have stuck around and built some story around them, which they're doing here. So they're definitely rectifying something they did wrong last time, I think.
Well,
and the Sammy Guevara storyline, right, Jaybone?
Just be careful what you wish for, because right now Matt Hardy's beefing up his squad with the Butcher and the Blade as well. So
send Butcher and the Blade over.
So if we get Matt Hardy back, he's bringing everybody. So let's there is a positive thing to that. And I know there's some old school TNA Impact fans in the chat, and they would appreciate this, because if we do get the Butcher and the Blade, you know who they're bringing with.
The Bunny.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh. Is she with them?
Yeah.
She is. She is their valet.
She's married. She's married to one of them, right? That's
Braxton Sutter, yeah.
Sutter, yeah. That's her shoot husband there. That's very cool.
The Blade. Which I just think is one of the most badass names in wrestling. It's so old school metal, it's not even funny.
Well,
it is a cool name.
Yeah.
It is.
No, the one guy's from As I Lay Dying, right?
Yeah. Butcher, yeah.
So he's legit. The dude's like a legit rock star. That's
they have a great image.
It's some other band. It's
Every Time I Die.
Every Time I Die.
Thank you. It has something to do with dying, of course.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
We just want our bunny back. Everybody wants the bunny back. Give her to us.
Rosemary especially.
We need a Rosemary, Demon and Bunny reunion.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool.
Or a crossover. That's what I mean, is there's so many opportunities here that we could just be tingling the line of suggestion, and we're not even doing that. And it's kind of creatively, I guess it's frustrating.
I agree. We talk about it all the time. It's you can just have a simple appearance, and it's enough for me to say, cool, this is both ways.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, have the Demon and the Bunny, kind of cross paths for a second.
And Rosemary's a perfect person to send over, because she can do anything in any circumstance with anyone. And she represents Impact for a long time, and people know her. And send Rosemary. Send someone, but send Rosemary.
We'll send Rosemary to Allie and be like, hey, you look like someone I know, because technically Allie's dead via storyline.
That's right.
And be like, hey,
Awesome.
you look
I'm only sending now
familiar.
people with fresh, ironclad contracts down.
Yeah.
And then rip the ears off her head.
No. Well, that's a bit extreme.
Yikes.
Ooh, I like that though, because she is dead in storyline and
In
Impact.
storyline, she's dead.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it'd be like
It's
reincarnation. She's still Bunny, just in a different reincarnation.
Right. I like
Run into her and Luchasaurus and be like, what are you guys doing here?
They
Yeah.
You dead?
What realm is this?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I took a wrong exit. I meant to be on the other.
Look, I love
one.
turning Albuquerque.
Oh, you beat me to it.
So after the match, the Good Brothers come out and confront FinJuice, saying they weren't ready for the tag title shot that happened. They want a rematch. So FinJuice's like, well, you have to wait till April because we're going on tour with these belts in Japan. So they're going to Japan. So I guess
Is that the Iceman?
Is that the
thing?
Iceman?
Is it already answered?
well, that's
yeah.
the other part of it. So I want to hear from anybody in the chat. No, is Japan open for travel? That's my big question.
Well,
Is-
I think they have their
Makito
work
came
visa
in.
over there, so I think they're good.
you can do it if you got the work visa in Japan. Okay.
AEW sending people back and forth. Sheeta went over there, and Ito
really?
and
Well-
Mrs. Sala came here.
Yeah,
Okay.
a few of the ladies came from Amika. Oh no, Maki
Ito.
Yeah.
And,
She's doing some
and
stuff.
Riho came back, and Hikaru Shida went over there. So there's
It's
at
gotta
least
be,
some
yeah.
level of travel available.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You might
There
have
you
to
go.
quarantine for 2 weeks or something, so maybe you'd have to take them off TV for 2 weeks.
Well, that's your month
But-
right there. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks of
Yeah.
shows, right?
There you go.
Mhm.
You know what? That might be the line of the night. That's send Little Richie, right? That's Little Richie we're talking about, the AEW.
Then Richie to AEW.
The one that Eddie Kingston drove over.
Richie.
He's got some unfinished business with Eddie.
Oh my God.
It's kind of like when Mae Young's hand showed up 20 years later, and he's like, "Hey, I'm the hand." He's like, "What?"
Oh man.
Hey, I'm
Oh.
Richie, and I didn't die, bitch. And he just comes and kills Eddie Kingston,
Runs him over with a car.
runs him over with a car.
with a scooter.
So, all right,
If Eddie
cool.
Kingston, he could just come and do that.
Shots fired, bro.
Oh,
Shots
oh.
fired early.
Quick, 69 me down.
Jesus Christ.
Well, if Ashley's in the room, she probably appreciated that.
We got a little backstage thing. Sammy wants to reiterate that he still finds Trey Miguel's lack of passion infuriating, and he's ready to beat him later tonight. So, there's a little ICU video by Sammy, hyping that up.
Dumbass.
We go to the Good
pro-
Brothers.
That promo that it was extremely ICU-ish. That was what I wrote down on my notes. It was almost Max. What the hell is that 80s guy? Max Headroom. It was almost Max Headroom-ish.
Max.
Max Headroom.
That's awesome. That's a great reference too. I mean, a lot of old school reference. I want to know in the chat who actually got the Max Headroom reference without Googling.
80s Cafe.
The 80s Cafe, yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
Ronald Reagan's Max Headroom?
That's right.
Welcome to the 80s Cafe.
Bill, I don't know. We got some youngins in this chat. I don't know if they're gonna get all these references, man.
Critical
This might be-
Sting's like 12, right?
Critical Sting's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you people talking about?
Our ages are showing.
He was a wee sperm in somebody's something. I don't know.
Critical
Whoa,
Sting has wrestling
whoa,
knowledge
whoa.
beyond his years,
Lord.
though.
Jaybone.
This is
Settle
not a
down,
medical
bud.
show.
My
The
God.
family.
Okay, boomer.
Jeez.
I
I
was
get,
trying to diverge away from it's a family show, so I'm trying to catchphrases. This
Kid
is
show,
not
kid
a
show.
medical show.
Jesus,
Sometimes
Jaybone.
it's not even a fucking wrestling show.
This isn't Rescue 911.
Oh my God. It's a great reference. It's a great reference. I love that show.
I am in my 30s, so
Oh, I'm sorry, Critical Sting. I reversed. He's 21, bro.
We know Jaybone has jumped the ship when he
a
starts telling
baby, a
people
wee
to
baby.
follow
Yeah.
him on his Tic Tac.
Follow Jaybone on his Tic Tac.
Yeah, that Tic
Oh, is that
Tac.
where
Tac?
the dancing thing?
Tic Tac gimmick.
What are we even doing anymore, guys?
I don't.
The
Are we
Insta neck,
still on the
the
Good
face
Brothers?
botch, and Twitter
we're
box and take.
over.
No, continue. I'm sorry.
See you later.
My God.
Book this.
This is horrible.
Fitting right there,
Fucking
Bill.
horrible.
Good call. All right. Let's get back on track.
All
Gooder
right.
Brothers bust into Scott D'Amore's office. They're upset they got to wait till April. D'Amore's like, look, man, that's what it is. What it is. You'll do it at Rebellion, and then that's how it's going to be. We got to do business with Japan. That's it. And then Tommy Dreamer comes in, also concerned, but right here though is when we get the announcement that the next Impact Plus special is going to be Hardcore Justice, and they didn't give a date though, did they?
Yeah,
No
they
date.
did.
They did. Okay, what was the
WrestleMania Day 1, the 10th of April.
No, it's not.
There it is.
They're
Oh, there it is.
they're counter programming. Fuck you, WrestleMania.
Are we really? Wait, is this
Yeah.
for real?
Yes.
This is for real.
Yes.
For real.
Are
For real.
Are they doing this at WrestleMania weekend?
No.
No, I doubt it.
No, this is probably taped right now.
Yeah,
Right?
today,
'Cause
tonight.
From what I'm hearing, all the indies are planning on going down to Tampa to carry on with the independent
Yes.
weekend.
Yeah, they're like
I will be
50
there.
miles away or something, right, Bill? Is
Yeah.
that? Oh, you got tickets for those, Bill?
Yeah, I'm going to the collective. That's where a lot of the Impact Town will be.
So are they going?
Yeah.
Are they're like 50 miles away, right, or something? They have to be like a certain distance away or something. Like
What do you
it's
mean from
From like where Mania's happened, like all the indies are doing their
They're,
shows.
they're in Eber City, which is not too far from Tampa. It's still the
Yeah.
Tampa area.
Okay.
Outskirts.
I would say it's probably still within a half hour max, like probably
Okay.
even closer.
I thought there was
maybe
something
20 minutes.
they were trying to implement where these guys had to be like a certain amount of mileage away from. But maybe that's
I
during
don't think
normal
I
time.
don't think they can force them, especially with how everything's are going, because they
Yeah.
still had their like locations from last year. So
Mhm.
I don't see how they could enforce that this year. But I know in other times, like when they've done New York and stuff, it gets crazy. It goes all over the place.
Yeah,
I know Ring of Honor always went real far away from wherever Mania was for whatever reason,
Yeah,
but they're
Forever
not
the
part
Rebels.
of it this year.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but whatever they make for this, though, it's going to be hot because they were just pushing hardcore month last month. So
And so they're basically saying
Florida's going to
Tommy.
be crazy.
He's saying
'Cause
Tommy can
that's
book it.
Jacksonville, UFC the same night as well.
Same night as this. Holy shit!
UFC and they're
Oof.
going full capacity in Jacksonville.
So UFC, Hardcore Justice, and Mania are the same day.
Plus the
Mania one.
collective and the independent wrestling TV shows that
What are we
on
trying?
Saturday.
What are we trying to do to people? What are we trying to do to people here? Just trying to murder people or something?
Yes,
hard
that's the whole point.
palpitations.
All I've got to watch is Hardcore Justice. I don't know what you guys are talking
Yeah,
about.
seriously, I don't know what the fuck you guys are watching.
What's the problem here? I'll be watching Hardcore Justice. Next.
Next, all right. So that gets announced, and he kind of alludes to Tommy booking it. He's like, "Let book it." And Tommy's like, "Well, actually, I got this piece of paper. I already kind of started booking this."
I keep this shit on me at all times.
That was hilarious.
I imagine Tommy has a list of matches, like it's just like all of his favorites, like Terry Funk versus Shane Douglas, and like RVD versus Sabu. Like, here's your hardcore show right there. It's like Tommy's people don't
Oh
work
yes,
here.
that is right. It's UFC's going against Rebellion later that month.
Rebellion. That's a tough one too. That's a tough one too, man.
So if we're gonna riot if Kid Cash doesn't show up for this, what do you say, guys?
All right,
Come on.
if Trinity doesn't show up.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Love me some Trinity.
What I'm talking about. Can we get some Trinity?
Okay, what
please?
we have to do is for real, like call on the favor with Goldilocks and get Trinity on. Have her make the call to Trinity to do the show on Thursday. We got to pull this off.
I agree.
Trinity has not been on a show in or like a pod or interview in years.
She's tough. She's a tough reach. We need connections.
I imagine she's got to be a little more freakish. She's a stunt woman in Hollywood, and they're a little quiet right now. So maybe she's got some time. So Trinity, just saying. But
Right,
the
then
hardcore
reach out to
justice.
Goldie on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Jaybone,
do it.
you're up.
You're up, Jaybone. That's your girl, Goldilocks.
Oh boy.
Hardcore Justice, guys. March, what was that? March 10th, right? Is that what it said?
April 10th.
April 10th. Sorry, April 10th. There we go.
Jiminy Christmas.
2 weeks before Rebellion.
That's a lot going on. That's a busy month, man.
It
That's
is.
a busy month. Okay.
Well,
Maybe-
it's
maybe
it's
quick.
almost like Fastlane right before Mania. It's crazy.
What are you talking about?
What?
is that?
Oh, sorry.
Jaybone,
Go smash
find-
that somewhere.
Yeah, smash that. Smash that somewhere else.
What's a mania? What?
I want some mania. What language are you speaking? Next match, Mark, set this one up because this was announced on BTI.
Yeah, so on BTI, they told us that we were going to get a returning and now allied with Violent by Design Rhino versus Jake something. And we only kind of got the match, really. So Rhino comes down with Violent by Design. Jake comes down. He's got beer guns with him. The gang's all here. You know this is going to end in disarray. It ends really quickly in disarray. I don't know if anyone timed this match. 2-3 minutes, maybe.
Probably right. Yeah.
Yeah. And Violent by, so Rhino lands the gore on Jake, pins him, and then Violent
War Machine, Rhino.
And then Violent by Design destroys the shit out of everybody. Again. So
yeah,
Violent by Design looking super, super strong, as they should. This is clearly the faction in Impact Wrestling not to fuck with. Like, we don't have anything else.
We know there might be an interested tag team to join that group.
Can you imagine, though? If
breaking news on TNI.
Dude, if you put the Scum with Violent by Design, it'd be over. Like, we couldn't even book anything. And then throw Killer Kelly in there. Throw Killer Kelly into Violent by Design, too. And, like, Jesus, it's over.
Well, it can't be that big. You don't want to make it too.
It's probably the NWO.
Yeah, you turn the NWO. It's like, who is it in the group, right?
I mean, at four, for the size of our roster, this is a very imposing faction. I mean, we all know what EY can do. And then the beef he's got under his control now is awesome. Like, this is such a great faction.
Eric Young would Hulk Hogan the shit out of that Impact title.
I don't do. Sorry, brother. Can't make that shot. That don't work for me, brother.
Eric Young would take the Impact title. Reno Scum would get their Impact tag titles. And fill in the blank would get the X Division title. Rhino would get the X. Joe Doring would get the X Division title.
Oh my gosh, that's very entertaining.
And then EY?
I will sleep like a baby.
Like a baby.
Perfect.
A peacock.
But this was a quick match.
Yeah, so this was really quick. And Trent, I'm not going to lie. I did think about you, buddy, during this match and was wondering what your take was going to be on this, seeing as how it was so short.
It was. I mean, I don't know if it did anything for anybody. That was my only thing. It's like, what did anybody benefit from this? You know, I mean, Violent by Design, we already know is an imposing team. So it's kind of like, what do we don't need. You don't need Jake to get squashed here to prove that they're an imposing team. We kind of already knew that. I just want to see a good match between these guys at this point.
Well,
I don't know.
It certainly could set up something down the road for Violent by Design versus James Storm, Chris Sabin, Jake something, and maybe if they find someone else to jump in the ring with them, they could have something that maybe what's that? Oh, Hardcore Justice. How about that?
Alicia, you're gonna say something?
I was gonna say someone like Heath Slater, because Rhino's a plant.
Ooh. If Heat's back in time, but I don't think he's going to be though. He's out for like 6 months or something.
He's barely walking.
Sure.
Rhino the plant could be funny though. Like, he's just like this good dude underneath, and he's just trying to
because storyline wise, Violent by Design is the reason Heath is gone, right?
Oh, that's
he
right.
Jumped in the locker room.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So that's why it makes me think, like, yeah, it may not happen like as soon as that, but down the road, maybe we'll find out that Rhino just like he's a turncoat. He's just there. Like, if you can't beat him, join him, and then the real reveal is going to be that he and Heath had this planned out. They're going to dismantle him from the inside.
I like that.
I like the long-term booking.
That actually has a lot of weight, though. I like that, Alicia, because we forget, like, they took out Heath, right? And yeah, he's just on the inside to like destroy him from the inside. That's cool. I like where that's going. Okay,
I like it too.
I can get behind
if you can carry this out, that adds when Heath comes back. That gives you your even matchup. Yeah, no, I like that. Good stuff.
This match is as long as Transparent. Thanks, but very short match.
I didn't like either one of them.
I didn't. Like I said, too short of a match for me. I don't think it did anything to further anything for me. You could have just had both. Everybody has momentum right now. It didn't need to be a squash. Yeah. However, I was thinking to myself, like, does this open the door for a fourth guy with Jake, Chris, and James be it like another old veteran to join them. It's like Jake's the young guy.
The return of a certain guy.
Who you have in mind?
Alex Shelley.
That's right. Yeah, Alex
remember,
Shelley.
he's not injured.
Yeah,
he's not injured. You're right. I think he was just waiting for get vaccination. That's pretty much all he was doing.
I thought you were gonna say someone else.
You guys swing?
Okay.
Absolutely.
There's always a spot for him.
I'm down.
Former tag team champion.
He is a former tag team. Let's not forget this. He's former tag team champion. But
we should really get him on the throwback right now while he's a tag team champion.
Yeah, we had him on a regular show once.
Yeah.
But which I was very, very pleased that Johnny Swinger figured out how to patch in via
Ross
video.
did it for him.
No, he didn't. This was Swinger, and we went through a different way with Swinger.
Yeah, he tried to get on via the beeper, but it wasn't working. So then he got on that video gimmick.
I tried the beeper thing, and then he like freaked out, and he was getting asked to do a podcast, and he dropped and broke his beeper.
There was a beatdown at the end. Bound by Design stays strong. They leave after the brawl. We go backstage. Tennille's back there with Caleb, and they think they have the perfect name for their team tonight. Tennille and the Followers, and they're like, no, fuck that. And then
1.5 million Instagram followers. How many do you have?
Yeah, she definitely put that out there. She went there for that. But the knockouts. Well, first Deanna speaks up, and she's like, no, we got to work as a team. We guys should do it this way. And then the knockouts tag team champions, Fire and Flavor, speak up. They're like, wait a minute, no. We have 2 belts, which means one more belt than you have, Deanna. We get to have to vote on this. So it was just, heels bickering.
Whose uncle is this? If the 80s don't come back and get their uncle for real.
There was one more soundbite that we have to pull off of this, because the Fire and the Flavor call Deanna Perrazzo's 2 hoodlums with her, Kimberly and Susan, Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
That was great.
I like how Susan stormed off in this too. What did she did something funny at the end where she kind of like growls at the end, and she just like, just stormed, like just Karen's off. Like,
well, that's one of her things. She storms off a lot at the end of the segment.
I love it.
Like, and then
she just kind of growled and left. She's great, man. But no, Tennille. So yeah, that's just they're just kind of dogging each other, messing around with each other about the main event, or not the main, but the match tonight. All right, Rohit and Shera is the next match. And this one, I swear, guys, I can't believe it's already come to the match. It just already happened here. Like this storyline lasted what, Bill? 3 weeks? What are we doing here? 3 weeks?
Yeah, pretty much. Like he was revealed as the heavy.
Okay.
It didn't work out that first time. Rohit and him had kind of a beef, and it took another week and then match. So it was quick. I agree. This is for a lot of times storylines don't move fast. It was here, and it seems done. So we'll see. I don't know if it goes any further than this, because I'm not sure where you go now with that regarding Rohit and Shera.
I don't know.
I don't think it's done.
You don't think it's done?
No, I didn't get a finished feeling from a ropes roll up or a ropes pin.
Yeah,
no, I don't think it's over.
It could be maybe a hardcore justice match.
I just, what do you do? Ooh. I feel like they're both just like stuck now, though. Like you're stuck in this little thing. You were together for 3 weeks. You had a fight. You had a match. Rohit cheated to win. That's it. Now, okay, you have another match. Like, I mean, but you're stuck. Done. I don't know. Like, what do you do with it?
I honestly think, I'm going to go back to what I said last week. I honestly think this is building Shera to something bigger, and it's starting his solo story, honestly.
You think so? Like, what could they do, though? What are you thinking?
Oh, it's just, this is eventually going to, I mean, if it is not done here, and they keep this going back and forth a little bit with some, like Rohit constantly trying to bring Shera down, and Shera breaks out because they keep calling him the Lion. There's something behind that,
Well, Shera means lion in Hindi. That's how it translates.
I know, but then you've got to prove that. if you're going to call yourself the Lion, and if they keep saying that on commentary, you gotta break. You know, you know, just like they did in the movie. You know, you gotta
sound bite of Jaybone attempting the Lion King.
What?
It was the worst attempt at the Lion King.
I thought he was speaking in tongues.
I thought exactly. What the hell was that, Jaybone?
I don't know. These cheese puffs are really fucking good. I think my wife laced them or something.
Cheese puffs, quote unquote cheese puffs. That's what we're doing here. What the? Can somebody sound by that?
It's white. It's white cheddar. No, honestly, it's white cheddar.
Amazing. I don't even know where you go from that. Mark, do something, please.
I'm actually looking at Bill's beard in the chat, talking about the Punjabi prison match and how they should have a Punjabi prison match. Which, if you've seen the Punjabi prison match, that was a badass match. Let's do that thing. I don't even know what's going on.
Bring me fresh meat.
Mark say something and then he cuts me off with his.
I didn't do anything. Jesus. Look at your neighbor up there.
Here. What?
Oh, Punjabi prison. Bring him meat.
Bring him meat. All right. So, anyways, Rohit wins via the ropes. Clearly, well, not clearly, but I am of the mind that this is not over. I don't think it's a rebellion type feud, but it could be a hardcore justice blow off.
But then that's it. But what do you do then? Right?
I don't know. I'm not the booker.
I definitely.
I'm just the stoner, bro. I don't know.
I don't like your. I like the answer, Trent. I'm with Jaybone on this. If it goes to hardcore justice, it's probably elevating Shera with like maybe putting Rohit out of commission for a couple of weeks and going to a face turn and like that would be kind of the. They want to build Shera up as a superstar. Like they want him to be maybe the next Moose type guy.
So? Wow.
In a grand scheme. Okay. There's a lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to get into the details, but Shera, we know he has the look. Mm-hmm. We just got to get him a character. We got to get him a storyline. That's what you need. And you can do. You don't have to be the greatest worker. You have to, as a big guy, you got to be passable. You got to show big moves. He does a great Sky High. Sky High is fantastic. Couple more things you iron out. You can put him right at the top of the card. He looks the part already. You just need the right storyline. And Moose, when he went heel, it went that. But I think this is going to be more going face. So we'll see.
Give him a manager if that's going to happen. If you're going to do that,
maybe Gamma comes in. That's the guy that changes his storyline around.
Somebody he needs a second though. He can't do it on his own. I feel he needs a manager. He needs someone to kind of take him by the horns a little bit, guide him a little bit.
This is the good stuff.
Man, I miss those. I miss all three of those guys.
But we'll see. I'm but somebody in the chat just said it could lead to. This could lead to Karm coming in, though. This could very well open that door. Good. Also, like you got rid of this guy. It's like, cool. I still want my hustle and muscle storyline comes in. So we'll see.
That certainly could be part of the storyline.
Absolutely could be. Absolutely could be. So we'll see. And if I'm telling you, I know those guys. And if they're kayfabing me on this happening, I'm gonna be upset at somebody about this.
Well, they've done it to us before.
I know they have.
Look what happened. We had Rohit on the one week, and next week he was X Division champ.
Son of a bitch.
See,
Ace was on. Ace is X Division champ.
Yeah, I got Truck in the chat over telling me to move on. Let it go already. Don't. No, never. But but it was interesting. The Rohit does get the win, cheat to win on this one, uses the ropes, and he kind of just brushes off Shera a little bit, kind of mocks him. Well, we go to the back. Willie is there congratulating Rich Swann on the win, and he goes, let's go party. And Rich's like, no, we're gonna party, but I gotta take care of some business first. And Willie's like super happy for him. I don't know if I'm the only one. Maybe I'm wrestling jaded. But anybody else get the whole like Willie's turning on him? He's fucking taking him out. Like Willie's gonna take him out.
Trying to set that up for a while. So
That's what
I
I
wouldn't
think.
be surprised. Like Willie, I feel like I love Willie. I love him as a face, but he is long overdue for a face turn. And I
Or heel
think it's
turn,
just he needs to spice him up a little bit.
This could be it. Remember, Willie loves TNA. He wants that TNA title. You know, he kind of puts a little target on that. You know, Rich blew him off tonight. I can't party with you. I got to go take care of my stuff tonight. You know, Rich kind of blew him off a little bit. Like, you know, he just kind of, he hasn't been hanging with Willie as much. He hasn't, you know, Willie hasn't got to come out with him. Maybe it leads to, maybe next week he tries to hang out again. He's like, hey, what happened? I waited at the hotel. What happened? You didn't show up. Oh, I got that shit with Don really threw me off. You know, we'll try it again.
Right.
Blows him off again. This could be. Man.
When he was cutting that promo in the ring before Callis came out, didn't he say he was celebrating? So it's like, so he was already celebrating and he didn't have time to celebrate with Willie.
See, you can go to that. You can go that way too. You can go that way as well. So I think this leads us right into that promo you're talking about. Go ahead, set it up, Jaybone, since you already mentioned it. Set this up. This was a pretty interesting segment. Let's talk about this.
So he comes out to the ring and he's cut this promo. He's talking about how he was celebrating and stuff. And well, you know, a lot of people are thinking that somebody else was going to show up this week, and we get a very interesting entrance, which included a lot of weird stuff. And then it actually says Don Callis.
It's
so
got
it's
these
like
hands, and it's got this classical Vivaldi playing.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, and it also was there a cockroach like right before he was invisible?
I have seen that penis.
Wait, there was
not a penis, a cockroach.
Wait, hold on, Alicia. Did you see a cockroach on the screen?
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw it? There was a cockroach?
Mm-hmm.
Really? On the video screen?
Yeah. So
if you ask me.
Yeah, because he's always hiding in the shadows. So yeah, it's
as
very.
Soon as the light comes on, he scurries away.
Oh, okay, interesting.
The invisible hand.
Tara's saying it was ants, but I wonder if anyone saw the cockroach in there. Let's see.
I saw a cockroach. It was like a shadow.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was like a silhouette.
It's on TV right now. I'll watch it.
Watch it. Yeah, see what you see.
Is it an ant or a cockroach?
The replay's on right now.
Oh, okay.
This was a very heavy scene though. Rich was talking about the match and everything, but then Callis basically, what I liked about this, Jay, Callis talks about how like basically you were my guy.
Oh
I got a new guy now.
He was Callis like completely. It was like sneaky military. He built Rich up like to up here, like to the highest peak. Like I'm the guy that wanted you here because you're the, you were out there. You had so much charisma and there's in your athleticism and there's nobody better. And I'm the guy that brought you in here. And he just kept bringing up. He's like, stop me if anything I say is wrong. And he just kept nodding his head. Everything that Don was saying was all positive and loving towards Rich Swann. But then he talks about moving on from Rich Swann. He's like, okay, but I got Kenny now. He's like, you're still my guy, but I got Kenny over here now, and I'm backing him up. So, and then he's just constantly talking about Kenny, and so you see Rich just kind of just sinking in front of Don as he keeps going. So he is in. It was very manipulative. And he's already in Rich's head. And by the end of this promo, they do this slow, the camera work. Seriously, watch it again. It's gold. They do this slow pan up, and he's holding the titles in one in each hand at his legs, and it's like he's just slumped, like
he's deflated.
He completely deflated. Yeah, it was gold. It's like, so he is renting space in Rich Swann's head right now, just waiting for that match. And it's like,
Don's a cold-blooded snake.
He is, man. He set this up very interestingly because I liked how he, like you said, he builds up Rich and then basically says, I'm not on your team anymore. I'm not fighting for you. I got a new shiny new toy and that's my focus now. And Sorry, pal. I got to take the title from you. So, I didn't mind. I saw a couple people like, oh, Kenny should have been there. I think this one, I don't think it mattered if Kenny was in the ring. This one was a good Don setup. There was Don and Rich letting him know,
yes,
I'm not with you anymore. I moved on. And then maybe in a week or two, you could bring Kenny to face him off a little bit.
And honestly, it's bigger than Kenny. Who's Don? Don is still an EVP of Impact Wrestling, for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
How bad is it when you're EVP? And I said this during the watch long. How bad is it when one of your bosses brings you up and then just completely cuts you off at the legs? I'm like,
that son of a bitch.
Exactly. And I've had, and I said, I can completely empathize with Rich because I've had bosses like that, and that feeling sucks.
It's like the oldie, Jaybone, from your day. It's, why do you build me up, Buttercup, just to let me down? Huh? Right, Jaybone? You danced at the sock hop back in the 40s with that one, huh, Jaybone?
We shove my roller rink skates up your ass.
That's the sound bite.
It's also the end credits of There's Something About Mary. So
I'm not that old.
I watched that yesterday.
That's not hair gel.
That's
right.
No, but it really is. He built him up just to break him. You know, he was like, he's like, I don't. So people are saying in the chat, Rich did have that like crying face almost, like it's like you just lost your best friend in a way,
because he wasn't tearing him down at all.
No, he
was
wasn't.
Like, man, I love you. You're so good. You're the greatest. You're a once in a decade talent. It was nothing but praise, and it was just like, but you're just not Kenny Omega. I mean, what could Rich Swann say to that, dude? It was nothing but
so much more.
You're not good enough. Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, you're great, but you're not good enough.
But the line of the promo was, "You're a once in a decade talent, and Kenny's a once." What do you say, Bill? Lifetime.
Millennium talent.
That was
that's beautiful.
Then he called him a god, right?
A wrestling god.
He said, "You're a wrestling champion."
Is that leading up to Moose in the future, though?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Totally.
That's definitely hinting at Moose long term.
Yeah.
This is just huge for Rich. This is a great segment. This was made the show for me. Don Callis can still blow you away. You forget how sneaky fucking good Don Callis is because he's not on TV a lot. And man, what a moved Rich, and it moved us as an audience.
Yeah.
And I'm totally in on this story. I mean, I was already, but like Don's promo, if I wasn't, would have really helped pull me in.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Oh yeah, and right here, thank you for the reminder, Sean. Yeah, he was screaming, "One-winged angel,
yes.
One-winged angel,
that was awesome.
One-winged angel." He's like, and you're going to be hearing that again. It's like, oh, that was the final bullet in the chamber.
That was.
In this, for me. Oh, go ahead, Alicia.
Oh no, go ahead, because I can say it after.
I was going to say, this just finally ties it in for me. It was like Rich seemed disconnected to the story, right? When he got pinned at Hard to Kill.
Mm-hmm.
But the story now, it doesn't have to be about Kenny and Rich. The way you get Rich involved is his story is with Don. And I love how they did that. It feels much more genuine now than it was just Rich versus Kenny because they both happen to be champions.
Yes.
Yeah. It was, dude, it's like you said, he didn't like insult him.
No.
He didn't cut him down. He just said, "There's somebody better."
Yeah, he told him the truth. He said, "I think you're amazing, but you're not as good as Kenny."
I gotta back the other horse now. That's what he's saying. But the wrestling god thing, Impact, if anything, it's really good on those callbacks. Like it's almost like they gave you the hint tonight, the wrestling god line, because that's what Moose calls himself. It's almost like they're letting you know right now, the Moose thing you might have all been worried about from Sacrifice. It's going to be okay. Bill will have more vests to wear in his future.
Well, they had to. That was the main coming out of Sacrifices. You're going to let people run with this now, and they've already played into that by saying, "Oh, I'm taking time off. I'm reevaluating." So,
who are you calling, Jay?
I just got a text from JBL. He said he wants his gimmick back.
Take it easy. Take it easy. What are we even talking about?
I was going to say, though, I feel like Don Callis mentioned Rich Swann's wife enough that I expected Susan to come running down and ask him to call his manager.
I thought so, too.
Involve Sue in this somehow, please.
Like copy Reno, you cannot mention me. No, absolutely not. I'm getting that.
Yeah.
I feel attacked.
I want to file a complaint.
I file a complaint with the manager. I am the manager. Shit. I did catch that too. Like he mentioned her like 3 times, like your wife, and I'm like, oh, is she gonna come out here and yell at him? That'd be interesting.
Is that?
I have the runs.
Ooh, well, maybe that's why she didn't come out. No. I was gonna say, is that gonna be the next inception down the road around this great match we're gonna see down the road several weeks from now? Is that Susan's gonna be gone and we get Mrs. Swann?
Anything's possible.
I don't think they'll ever go to that with these two.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. I think it would. I don't want to say it would ruin Sue. But I think the mystique of Sue would just be like, yeah, you'd humanize her way too much by doing that.
Yeah, it's like if you did the same thing with Rosemary, it'd be like,
yeah, we're gonna pop
Courtney
Mark.
Rush is in Impact.
Yeah, things like that, right? You just don't want to. You don't want
But
to.
she does do separate characters like Sue.
She does too. She does too, man. That's the thing. It's like you gotta be careful with that, though. I just don't want. I think you would humanize Sue too much. So she's such an anomaly with this that it's like, man, it's hard to put her in that role where she's just like she's managing or something. But no, very interesting. I'm curious where it goes. This is going to be a very, very fun one to see play out. I think they really gave you the hints today. They set you up a lot today. So we'll be patient on this one. Be patient on this one. We had the AEW commercial here. Jaybone, I'll let you set that up since those are your guys. If you want to mention, you can tie it into a plug for your show.
Oh,
tied in. Floor is yours.
Oh, well, thank you. There's not that much to tell here. They basically run down the card for St. Paddy's Day Slam, which is tomorrow night, and I'll be covering that on Smash's podcast. By the way, I'm going to drop a bomb tomorrow night about something coming up for Smash This podcast. I'm so excited.
Really?
So yeah, make sure some big podcast news, something brand spanking new coming to Smash This podcast. And hey, I might even have a guest with me.
Ooh,
you're gonna have a guest on Smash?
Fancy.
Wait,
maybe,
is it me? Do I have to be there?
Is it
maybe,
Mark?
maybe.
Is the guest Mark?
Damn it, Mark! You got to clear your calendar. No. I might have a new co-host joining me.
All right.
Stop the presses.
Yeah,
Jaybone. That's interesting. Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's big news.
Yeah. So it's a new co-host and some podcast news. So
sweet.
Get ready.
I could file an injunction.
It's Tony Khan.
It's no. She's gonna come on in a weird yelling voice. No, I'm kidding.
Very interesting. Okay, cool. Well, you guys tune in.
I'll tell you guys when we're done. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Fair enough. Yeah, definitely, guys, tune in to Jaybone to Smash This podcast on Wednesdays as post AEW Dynamite review, so you can check him out.
I'll tune in. I'll check it out.
You can get him on your show, Jaybone. See if you can get him on your show. See if you can get him on your show.
I gotta see if I can get one of those media scrums.
So yeah, that was the St. Paddy's Day Slam commercial. After that, we go to Myers confronts Cardona locker room. We got some legs on the storyline here. He's basically was like, look, I'm sick of you being like doing everything I'm doing.
Tied to his career.
You're right. I'm sick of you. I want to do something on my own. I came here first. Now you got to come here. We do the podcast together. I got to do it with you. It's like, I want to be on my own a little bit.
I need space.
I need space. That's exactly what it was. You're smothering me. I need space. It's exactly what it was. And I like it because it gave me a little direction on the story, right? I'm like, cool, okay. And now I get it. It's like when you're around your best friends much. Like you love your best friend, you're like, dude, you need to go home. Like just go. Like you need to go home. I need to like chill in my own house for a minute, you know? So it's kind of like that idea. He just wants a little space. So I do like that. I like that they gave you a little bit more on it being built up. So Mark, were you the one saying to me the other day you really liked how Myers is being done? Was that you telling me the other day?
Yeah, I think I was saying it on here after Sacrifice. Like everything about him Well, we had that lull after BFG where that one taping he didn't do
He's a little
much,
lost,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, but like since they made him Pirate Myers and slapped that patch on him, it gave him like super wrestling powers, and he's super professional now, and he cuts a killer promo. Guy's great in the ring. I don't know. I feel like of all the people who came over that I hadn't really or wasn't familiar with over the last couple of years from up north, he's the one who I feel like has impressed me the most. He just seems like he has a lot of upside potential for a long time.
And let's not forget, former tag team champion.
He is. Out of the two of them.
He just seems, not to use his gimmick, he seems so professional. He really does. He just seems like a guy you could slot in all over the place, who can do the work, who can handle the stick. Big Myers fan so far.
He's they're both really good at that.
Yes.
Though. I gotta say, I gotta give it to both of them. They're both really professional. They got that.
Yes.
They're in the system for a long time. They're TV guys. They've been doing this a long time. So we got some good guys here who can bring that element to Impact. So slow build, let it slow build. I'm totally cool. This does not need to be rushed. There's a lot of room on this one.
Yeah.
To let it slow build up. Next one's a big one. This is a 6-on-6 knockouts match. And we're gonna. I'll set up the names, Alicia, if you want to be the first one to chime in on their thoughts. Deanna, Fire and Flava, Kimberly, Susan, and Tennille with Caleb in their corner, taking on Jordan, Jazz, ODB, Havoc, Nevaeh, and Alicia Edwards. This is a lot. This is a lot of knockouts in one match. Holy shit!
This is everybody.
It's the whole division minus
Rosemary.
Except for Rosie. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, it was good, although a little predictable. I love this match, especially towards the end when they started doing their synchronized spots on each other, man. Yeah. What was it? Tasha and Jordan going through the ropes onto the crowd dive. I really love that.
It's always cool when it gets that exploder point where everybody just hits those sequences one after another. I mean, like you said, it's a little predictable, but at the same time, it's just fun when every knockout in the one match. I guess it was everybody except Rosemary. It was nobody missing, right?
Right. And all these women, you can tell they're comfortable working with each other because personality-wise, when they have to do their talking and stuff, they all bounce off of each other and really add to their script. And then in the ring, I mean, their action speaks for itself. It's incredible.
Yeah. I like the Critical Things comment here. Toll had about as much control over this match as a dead remote.
Yes.
Yeah, he lost it during this.
Toll had a rough night in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was good. I mean, it got every knockout on the show. I like that. If you include Rosemary earlier, every knockout was on the show tonight.
Yeah.
So all the women represented. But it lets you know, Mark, you said something to me in text. You're like, it really makes you realize we didn't lose a lot. We lost Taya, but we still have a big roster. But she was a big part of that roster, So
yeah, I think what I had mentioned in the text is that it feels like we lost a bunch of knockouts, but when I look at it, we really just fucking lost Taya. Her presence is that big. I feel like we need four or five more people to replace her. I miss her tremendously, but oh well,
And we had the C Stars in and Renee Michelle with Killer Kelly, but they were just in for a set of tapings for that tournament. Hey, we'd love to see them back, but who knows?
We'll see what happens. But no, good stuff. They all got in there. Everybody was involved. A lot of fun. The winners are Jazz, Jordan, ODB, Havoc, Nevaeh, and Alicia Edwards. So they were all just fun stuff. The good guys won and the good girls won. So the heels trail off, and of course they weren't on the same page. It was a classic good versus bad storyline. I love it. So
what's interesting out of this is we get the announcement of Deanna's gonna face Jazz next week.
Oh, I missed that.
I did. I missed that too. Yeah, cool.
That's official.
Yeah, that's official. It's not. I think it's non-title.
Okay.
Either way, this would officially be Jazz's first. Oh no, so it's non-title. I was gonna say it's her first shot at the Knockouts Championship. But
I want to double check. But
check that out. I'm curious. That's cool. Very cool. But yeah, they win. Get the win on this. They're basically just setting up future feuds, just kind of pivoting off. But again, it was sometimes you just need a match like this to get everybody on the show, see all your favorites. So we got about roughly 13 knockouts on the roster right now. Could use a few more. Wouldn't mind getting the Killer Kelly going. Sea Stars. Renee Michelle.
Taya Valkyrie.
There's some other ones out there, There's some other.
I think it's more likely a former Knockouts champion, former world champion than Taya.
Okay. Oh, that ain't thinking that, huh?
Hey, she's out there.
You're still hanging on to that one, huh?
The longer she's out there, I think the more likely it becomes.
That's interesting.
Remember how much they backed her?
A lot invested in her. I just wonder if the fans would take to it.
You really think so, Bill?
Yeah, I think I don't think the fans are the worry. I think if they're okay at the high level, the executive level there, but once again, it would be coming in. It's like transitioning, face of the like a face in the knockouts division.
Interesting.
Take the Kylie Ray spot. I'll say.
God, I miss her so much.
Yeah, that's another miss.
She would have been my favorite wrestler of all time, given enough time.
Never know, man. We'll see what happens with her. Maybe she's still very young. Give her that time. Mm-hmm. We go to the bag. Gia Miller interviewing now 2-time X Division champion Ace Austin, which is always a great dynamic with those two. I love seeing her have to indulge him. It's almost like I gotta indulge you with this right now. So let you have your moment. So those two are so great together. I love it. But Chris Bay comes up to Ace, basically saying, I think I deserve a match. I need it. I deserve a shot at this now. But then Josh Alexander pops in and says he wants an opportunity at this. And then so does TJP. They all want it. So everybody wants a title shot at this. And
it's been the story of the X Division for 6 months now.
Well, I like it though. I like that everybody's chasing the X Division title.
Yeah,
that's the whole point.
I love it. It feels like the old days.
That it does. Everybody wants a shot at this, and the old days had shorter reigns but frequent champions. It's that stuff's fun. That's keeps it very interesting. It's always around. It's always somebody's getting a shot at it. I personally think it should be defended at least every week, because that's what they used to do back in the Asylum days. I like that it was a title match every week. He was a fighting champion, the X Division champion.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that again. But whatever direction they're taking, maybe they're trying not to burn it out right now.
If they already have brought it back to feeling currently, it feels like the most important division in the company for right now. To me, at least, it does. I know that comes and goes, and it was the knockouts for a long time, and it's been the world heavyweight title for the last 6 to 8 months. But the X division, just all of a sudden after the Super X Cup, I think that really elevated the whole division to see just how many people. We had new faces coming in, but you also had the prominence of everyone you just named to really kind of realize, wow, the X division not just has a bunch of good people in it, but they're all really, really top guys. You know?
It is. And I'm going to say this every week. I think it's time for a woman to go into the X division.
Yes.
I think it's 100%. Jordan could be the transition into it. She really could be the one to do it, I think.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, she could.
If you're gonna do it, she's the one to start it with, I think. She's already kind of had a taste of the tournament and whatnot. I think she could start it off, and then you can start interchanging it more and more that way. But she'd be a great first one to throw into.
Yeah.
It's just time. I think it works at this time. But we get the official announcement, which Jay announced earlier, Hardcore Justice on April 10th. So that got announced right after this match, and now we're in the main event. So we got the main event: Sammy, Callihan, Trey, Miguel. Is it a little too early for this match to happen?
Yes.
Should they have waited till pay-per-view?
Yes.
I was number one. I was pleasantly surprised and shocked to see how much time they actually gave this one.
It's a long match.
Half an hour on TV.
Yeah.
With breaks, but and I don't think, and I think Bill and I both said this, or at least one of us said this. I don't remember who. I don't think it's over.
Oh, definitely not over.
No.
That's for sure.
No.
That's for sure. Not over. I'm with you on that. It was a great match, I think.
Yeah.
This was an
worked so well together.
Yeah. It was. There's a lot of history with these guys. The chemistry was there. My only beef with this one. This is what I mentioned earlier. I was going to bring up.
Oh, okay.
You know where I'm going with this, Jay? Towards the end?
Oh, no. I thought you were going to have more beef with another match. You mentioned something earlier, but I forgot it was this one. Okay.
This is the one. So at one point, so towards the end, Trey's on the rope, and Hebner's checking Sammy right? And and Trey's like, he's like, Brian, move. I'm trying to hit my move. Like, why is Hebner checking him for like Sammy? It's not like Sammy needed that much assistance to be checked. He wasn't bleeding, but he's like checking him and Trey's like, Brian, move. Like, he's like, I gotta hit my move. And then obviously that delays Trey. Sammy takes advantage, gets the win. But I was like, why was he checking him so long? Did anybody catch that? Like, it didn't make sense.
What's up with these refs lately?
Yeah,
that was just
Conspiracy.
Hebner pulling a Rudy Charles, and it shows the ring domination. This is not a shot at Trey, so please don't take it as that. It's the ring general that Sammy Callihan is. He knew what was coming, so he was trying to delay it as much as possible. And it was that frustrating as a fan because Trey's on his literal last leg trying to pull off a win here, because and that's the one thing that Bill came in for the main event. We were chatting during this live for the watch along. Join us on Tuesdays, by the way. Is that he kept working that ankle. And it slowed him down getting to that top rope. So it was a combination of things.
Now Truck is in the chat saying that Sammy pulled the referee in. But he wasn't holding him. He wasn't holding on to him. He wasn't like
Stryker tried to sell it on commentary, something to the effect of Sammy making sure Hebner knows he's okay, or something. Like Stryker did try and help out on commentary for this
because it went a little long. I felt like he was checking him for like so long, and then if he just breaks away eventually, I'm like, well, what the hell? Like, why was it so long?
It was so that Sammy could sneak in for the kill. Then
I get it. I felt it could have been a little smoother for that part. Maybe I'm seeing. Man, I didn't see something else.
Just watch it again, and you'll see.
I'm gonna watch it again. Yeah,
you'll see what I'm talking about with Sammy working his magic.
Well, I'll see if I can find a clip. I'm sure it's on the Twitter. I'll see if I can find a clip of it again.
I feel like I was a little disappointed in this match. Like I thought it was gonna be so much more, but I know these two guys can deliver, and I think this was simply just a TV match, even though it had 30 minutes. These dudes are telling an epic story. That goes, in their personal lives. I'm sure Alicia could tell it way better than me, but they're telling like a really long, big story. This was just purely a taste. I expect this to go on for a while, and it's going to be, I think we're going to see hardcore matches and, cage matches and all sorts of matches from this. Like we saw Sammy do some catch wrestling, some submissions, some reversals in this match. Like, there were moments of brilliance in this match. Just overall, it was kind of for these two guys, but
we even got a stunner out of Trey Miguel on 316 day.
Yeah.
And that weird rope spot on the outside that was cool.
Too. Yeah, that's the stunner.
Oh,
I'm watching this. I'm watching the clip right now. Sammy calls Hebner in. And Trey's like, I gotta go for my move, Brian. I gotta go for my. And Sammy's not holding him or anything. And Hebner's like, "You're all right? Sure, you're all right? Hey, you okay?" Like it's like it was cool. Like it just moved away. Like he's literally yelling at you. I gotta hit a fucking move. Like get out of my way.
Yeah.
Like check him once and move on. That was my only thing. I just
Hebner was just being a very very thorough, classic ref.
He was. Yeah, it's true. I okay. Put it this way. I would have taken it more if Sammy held on to Hebner to check him. A lot of times I'll hold the guy and he's like, come on, let me go, But
that's the thing. That's what they always do. This was pure. This was no visible shenanigans. This was just the ref.
It's clean.
Right in the face with him. Yeah. Yeah. He beat him clean. Yeah. As clean as Sammy Callihan can beat a guy.
It was close. I've made a note of that. Very close to a clean win.
Yeah. Bill, you got to take on it and get your thought real quick.
No, that was my first thing. I'm like, it's clean, and that Jay's like, yeah, for Sammy, it's clean, and that's a good way of saying it, because for a Sammy match, you don't get cleaner than this. But they went the whole way. Trey doesn't look weak. It definitely is going to result in more matches because, as you're saying, you can blame Hebner, you can, but you got to watch out. Gotta have the passion there.
The passion.
And I think we got to say the passion. And it is. We were talking new T-shirts being made. There's the passion of the Trey. There's all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Here's your next T-shirt. This is one of the things I said. Is how do you spell passion? Trey.
There you go. You go either way.
That's not
print it. That's money.
Jaybone, that's not how you spell passion, by the way.
That's totally
I hate to tell you, as an 8th grade spelling bee champion, that's
What?
gotta let
You
you
gotta
know,
have
pal.
ass and passion.
I gotta tell you, kid, you're not gonna win any spelling bees with that one, pal. I lost the regional final on the stupidest word because I second guessed myself. You want to hear it? I got to the regional final, and my final word was topaz, and I second guessed myself that it ends with an S and not a Z. I knew it ended with a Z, and I said T-O-P-A-S. And I go, why the fuck? I'm like, why did I just say that? Why did I just say it? It's T-O-P-A-Z. I know it's T-O-P-A-Z. And I lost the regional spelling bee championship. Idiot. I deserved to lose. It was so, I remember literally I'm like, was it P-O-S? Huh. No, I was a POS for fucking losing that. That's what happened. That's what I lost on. Go figure. But
yeah, one night and then I quit the business for 18 years.
Basically, that's what happened to me. One spelling bee and I quit the business.
Back off, Skiavone. Yeah, you know what? Shout out to us for making it in 210, by the way, with the guest that stuck around.
With the guest for an hour.
50 minutes, yeah.
What this proves to me, guys, all of us, Alicia, Bill, Mark, Jay, is that we could very well do an review in an hour. Let's just prove it right now. We could knock out a show in an hour.
Well, we did have a 30-minute main event.
We did.
It's like 2 segments less than normal.
And we had a 12-person tag match that we skipped over in about 2 minutes. So
that's true.
This show kind of laid the groundwork for a long interview.
Man, hey, Thornstowe was fucking awesome, though, right?
Oh, he was.
What a great interview, man. He was
what a nice guy.
Yeah, it's like
he kills the scum image. He's such a nice guy. He's like not scummy at all.
Dude, not at all though. He
like our own scumbag.
Solidified the scum image. Like he's a real born in the scum, raised in the scum, lives the scum. Like
I love the story though. The story was great. It's just he's true. He was what he said. I was a gutter punk kid, dropping out of school, like fucking around, going to punk shows. And I love that him and Luster know each other from like childhood. You know, they're buddies.
It's not a gimmick; it's who they are.
I love that, man. That's who I want. I want them to be some more.
Stand out, man.
They do, man. I want that success for them because of that.
Yeah, they don't look like anybody else. There's no other tag teams out there like them. Mm-hmm. Like I fucking love Reno Scum, man. If anything we can do as a community to get these guys those titles, like let's get on those hashtags and showing support, buying shirts when live events come back. We're gonna, rep the scum. These are our boys.
How did everybody in the chat like the show tonight? Sound off on that. I'd like to know how you guys all liked the episode tonight. Favorite match. What stuck out to you? What are you looking forward to? How'd you like Adam Thornstowe at the top of the show? Just kind of put your final thoughts in the chat, guys. But that's the show. That's the 316 episode of Impact and Access TV and BTI.
Hey, welcome to all the new names I saw in chat.
A lot of new names.
A lot of new names tonight.
Yeah, this last weekend was great for TNI and Smash This podcast. So welcome everyone new. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all. Every time there's a pay-per-view, we got all these new names who join us. So you guys are awesome for coming on board. A lot of the AEW fans I've been noticing have been finding us through the connection. So thank you all for hanging out with us. We'll definitely do pay-per-view reviews along with the other show. The main show, we do the throwback. We do the UK guys do a show on the end of the week. But pay-per-views, absolutely join us for those. We got Hardcore Justice that got announced tonight for April 10th. Rebellion April 24th.
Speaking of the UK guys.
Yeah. So a little announcement, guys. The UK team, who releases the show every Friday, will be doing their first live broadcast.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Nice.
2 p.m. Central. I'm going to be producing it from behind the scenes. They'll be live. Bison, Joe, and Steve. Kind of wrapping up the whole week. So tune in on these channels, the YouTube, the Twitch. It'll be those guys doing their first live broadcast on Friday. So I'll put word out about that maybe Thursday to remind everybody. And then we'll be back.
Did you say this was their first time going live, Jay?
First time going live.
Yeah.
Extra virgin olive oil.
I think extra.
extra.
I don't think we got extra anymore. I think we lost that one.
Yeah. For reals.
But that one's gone too. Is that still in there? Reels?
I wish.
No, that's gone.
That's gone too. Oh man. But I'll tell the show schedule before we get out. Since we already started doing show schedule every Tuesday night, guys. The Impact and Access TV review post show right here. YouTube.com/Total Nonstop Impact, Twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. We are live. Guests are always coming on. We have so I just saw Adam Thornstowe at the top of the show today. Last week, Jake Something, John Burton was on, Willie Mack, Sammy Callihan, Ace Austin, Gia Miller. They all come here. Go check out the catalog of interviews. We got some great guests in the past. We'll be announcing more as we get them confirmed. So they'll be coming on. But every Thursday, then, is the Throwback Show, episode 61 of NWA TNA from the Asylum. Is going to be this week on Thursday. Kind of a trip back. Do some old school TNA reviews. Friday's the UK guys. So that's our weekly show schedule going on there. But let's get our plugs in here, guys. Let's start with Alicia. Where can people follow you, Alicia?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram under the handle Alicia B. Cakey.
Very nice. Bill, how's that Instagram?
You can find me on the Twitter. Oh, I have the pics. They're not up yet.
He downloaded 6,000 pics? Was it 6,000
pics?
6,000 photos.
I got to go through them, and you wanted the oldest first, so I got
oldest first.
So
what's the date range here, Bill? What's the
I'd say most of them probably it's the last 3.5 years, I'm guessing.
Okay. 2018 for now.
Yeah. So a lot of the Anthem era, like kind of picking up on the Anthem era. So
even better.
But I have obviously older ones from well before that. But yeah, you'll be able to find it at the name at William M. Gardner, Gardner on the Instagram and then on the Twitter. But just because she didn't promote it herself, I got to give a shout out to Alicia, whose the found footage exists on the Gail Kim interview with the Taxman.
That's right.
So
the found footage.
The grappling
I discovered that error. I was like, "Where's Alicia? What the hell?"
Good eyes or good ears.
Yes. Yeah, he fixed it.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
You got your own. There's a second one up there now with just Alicia. So you got your own.
So Alicia was a guest on the Grapple of Canada podcast. We all want to listen to this podcast.
I think
there's
the Taxman's in the chat.
Taxman in the chat? Taxman,
so.
we're calling you out right now, Taxman.
Sorry, Taxman.
We go to listen to it, and because it's a Gail Kim episode, and it was Ashley was one of the guests, and it was supposed to be Ashley and then Alicia. So we listened to the whole thing. We're like, where the hell's Alicia? So there was no Alicia on this episode. And we're like, I even go to our group chat. I'm like, didn't you record an episode with the Taxman? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what the hell happened to it? She's like, oh, maybe you cut me out because it wasn't good. But like, I told him.
He referenced it. It was I think it was because there was like some Gail Kim clips. I'm sure some type of thing happened there, but it's there now, bad. So
it happens.
It's all good. Yeah,
he felt
it's
bad.
The podcast.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, I can't believe I fucked this up. So it's been re-released. Go subscribe to Grappling with Canada. Check out our friend Taxman. Alicia's a guest on the Gail Kim episode.
It's another Zach Bonifer original for you, Trent. That's
there's something about Trent.
Yep.
Oh my god.
For those of you on audio, it is
it's not hair gel.
Something about Mary with her hair gel up in her hair in Trent's face superimposed.
Oh
Another winner from Zach.
Trent's face. Hair gel in his face.
What's always bothered me about that movie is that scene where she's like, "Oh, is that hair gel?" And like, why would you just randomly grab hair gel off of someone's ear?
Well, it was the fix.
And be like, "Oh, I'm gonna use it," but then she uses it.
Like, let's put it in my hair. Like, why just wipe it off?
Dude, when I saw that in the theater, I laughed so hard I fell out of my chair because I was 19 years old or something. Oh my god, I was like perfect age for it.
It's kind of like one of the first movies of that new comedy style that
very much so.
That is now, right? That was like the first one of that, like, like over the top,
sexual,
overly sexual,
just
gay
crude.
jokes,
murder
crude.
Jokes, like.
Just like over like super sarcastic, smart assy. Like it was that new style that just ushered in everything after that, right? Like the Zach and Miri and the role models and all that style that came after. Like,
I watched Role Models 2 days ago.
What's that director?
That's a good movie.
I'm blanking on the director's name. The one that they all the guy who does all those.
Farley Brothers?
Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow, yeah. It's like his
Apatow,
style. Like they're all part of that. Farrelly Brothers and Judd Apatow, they're all in that same style. But very cool. All right, Bill. So you didn't get to plug your thing though.
Are we
I did plug
plugging?
my thing.
I thought we were just going to go for another hour. Fuck.
No, Bill didn't. You didn't actually plug your handle.
I did plug it, but I'll plug it again.
Plug it again.
It's my name at William M. Gardner, Gardner on the Instagram and the Twitter.
Very nice, very nice. Mark, where can we get you, man?
You can find me at Mark World Order, MARKQ World Order. I am only on Twitter.
Very nice. Very
Alicia,
nice.
don't cry. Don't cry. It's almost treehouse time. We're almost there.
Jaybone, plug your show, your personal, everything. Your OnlyFans,
Your bone.
your bone. No,
Bonely fans.
Bonely fans.
Only fan.
Welcome to Jaybone.
Jiminy Christmas. Well, I guess that's the next t-shirt.
Bonelyfans.
Onlyfans.com.
It's just like Jay hanging out with the cat and stuff. It's just Jay.
It's just with the cat screaming in the background. Thank you, Oreo, in heat for the 1,000th fucking time this week.
Yeah, get that cat.
Where's
fixed.
party time Oreo in the chat?
No shit.
Go ahead,
No
Jay.
shit.
Boning
All
for
right,
bits.
so you can find me over on that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast. Remember to tune in tomorrow night. If you're an AEW fan or you just a fan of wrestling and want to support my show, you can find it on YouTube and Twitch visually, and you can find it on all the socials as well. Go give it a like on the Facebook, the Twitter box, and that good old Instanet. No Tic Tac yet. No Tic Tac. No, screw that
No
Tic Tac.
Oh, we need bone. We need Tic Tac bone.
No, I'll make a Bonely fans when I get a Tic
I
Tac.
like Bonely fans. That sounds funny. I never knew there was so many iterations of the word bone that we can work with.
That's Bonely fans, and on the back of the new shirt it'll say almost ready.
Which one's Jay?
Yeah, exactly. And then for your bone on the go, the audio portion of Smash This Podcast is on anchor.fm/Smash This Podcast. Goes to Spotify, Apple, Google, Castbox, Verbal's a new one, Podbean, bunch of different ones. There you go.
Jay, I just found your Tic Tac.
Would you he has a Tic Tac account?
He has a Tic Tac. Here's the video you uploaded to Tic Tac.
Especially the ending.
It was such a well-behaved episode. Nobody got the machine gun tonight.
I was just about to say, we have not had a show stay so focused and then completely derail at the end like this
At the end.
Since Kyle was on. If Kyle shows up in the next 5 minutes, we're so fucked. We're gonna be here all night.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up before he shows up. All right, guys. You can get me at Trent Zuberi over on Twitter, Hemi Music on Twitter.
It's gonna take forever. Hurry up.
All right, I'm doing it. Hemi Music also Instagram and Twitter, guys. Get me over. This show you guys can get the show at We Talk Impact, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Type Total Nonstop Impact, comes right up. YouTube.com/Total Nonstop Impact, Twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact, ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. Audio of the show: Apple Podcast, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora. Rate, review, subscribe, guys. It's on everything. Big shout out to the international listeners. We appreciate all the love from all the international folks on audio. Big time. Just a quick announcement personally. AAW Pro, which I work for, is coming back April 3rd. It's going to be, we're going to be broadcasting it. But go ahead and subscribe to our platforms for updates. AAW Pro on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch also. If you're on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/AAW Pro. That's where I work. A lot of Impact stars work there too. So come on, join the comeback show in April that we're coming back with. So you'll see a lot of your favorite Impact guys on that show. So hype that up, and before it gets it, I'll be plugging more information as I get it for that, and which Impact stars will be on there too. We'll tie it on. But for now, so far, Rohit, Ace Austin are announced thus far, so you guys can see them on the show. But I think that's it. Anything else? Oh, the show schedule. Don't forget to watch along, guys, every Tuesday. Watch the show along with Bill and Jay. Twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. The post show right here after Impact goes off the air every Tuesday. Thursday, throwbacks, NWA TNA throwbacks. Friday, TNI UK guys. They're going live this Friday.
Is that true, Trent?
That's true. I didn't know we were announcing it, but that's true.
Wow.
We'll put that out there.
All right,
I know we're putting it out there, but it will be live. Will be on Twitch. It'll be free on Twitch. So go sub to AEW Pro
That's
now.
Fucking awesome. I'm doing it right now.
So Brian, I don't know if we were supposed to put that out there, but it's out there. But guys, if you guys are on Twitch, go sub to twitch.tv/AEW Pro and get ready. The live show will be, there's a link right there. Live show will be free on Twitch. But that does it for us, guys. We'll see you on Thursday. Have a great week. Jay will be live tomorrow with AEW. Check him out. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe. Good night.